Hello and welcome to the Everything Sequel podcast. This is the Chance Doesn't Know What We're Watching for our Watch Along edition. My name is Michael Schatz. I'm from the How Dare You Awards. Joining me, of course, is my foe for today, Tom Stewart. He's got a surprise for me. Say hello, Tom.
I can't even piss standing up.
Oh, okay.
So that's a quotable.
I have no clue yet.
I had to pick a quotable that would not reveal the movie.
I can't even piss standing up.
Anyway. So yeah, as Mike outlined, Mike doesn't know what we're watching. And just a quick reminder before we get Mike's final guesses, I sent him an email with the link. He's going to open it. We're going to see his reaction to what movie we're watching live. But prior to that, let me just remind you about, what our criteria is, and that might help Michael with his guesses. 1, we premiere these watch-alongs on the anniversary of the release date of the movie.
Correct.
2, it's a controversial sequel that we wouldn't do on the podcast. And 3,
I take issue with that. I think we would do any sequel on the podcast, wouldn't we?
Well, no, I mean, it's more the issue of whether it's a sequel or not.
Gotcha.
Maybe controversial is the wrong word. Complicated sequel.
All right.
Something that some people think is a sequel, maybe others would say this is nothing. This is not a real sequel. Anyway, but boy,
because I don't mind revisiting Texas Chainsaw.
Boy, does this one hit all of those boxes and more.
All right.
And finally, it has to be a movie that you're gonna need some hand holding to sit through.
Right.
I'm gonna end.
By the way, friend of the show.
Oh,
Heather Pedersen.
Yeah.
An old friend of mine. She's very upset she had to pay $4 for Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
She had because she doesn't have HBO Max.
She didn't have HBO Max.
Well,
which is her fault, by the way.
But yeah, yes and no, but
she said that's a terrible movie, and I said you're welcome. We held your hand through it.
If I were a terrorist organization, I would claim responsibility. I'd have to. Because that's not getting bought without us.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, so we need hand. I just want to re-emphasize number 3 for this.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that if you need an extra clue, I would definitely put the stress on you're going to need hand holding to sit through this. That should lead your speculation.
Tom, of all the movies we do, you might argue need hand holding to get through.
Yeah, but I think this one is something special.
Yeah, but that's a needle in a needle stack.
It is. The other
movies in the world, you want me to guess?
The other big problem here is the release date is a real red herring. This is not this is a movie you would be surprised to find out came out on March 24th.
March 24th. Sequel. Okay. Is it sort of Scorpion related?
Is it Scorpion related? Is that one of your 20 questions? Is it I don't know what that means.
Well, I guess I was thinking of the Mummy series and then the takeoff of the Scorpion King.
But and I'm personally offended that you would talk trash about a mummy movie like that.
No, I was talking trash about the Scorpion movies.
But I'll give you an additional clue. If this movie had the mummy in it, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they thought that this movie could take the mummy in addition to everything it already has.
Oh, now it's starting to sound like Van Helsing. See the How Dare You podcast for that bit of fucking nonsense.
You're definitely getting warmer. You're warmer in the I'm gonna lead you towards the idea of a failed attempt to build a franchise-based universe.
God damn it. What the?
Perhaps the only one that rivals Van Helsing in its hubris,
Oh, wow.
I would say.
I'm at a loss, Tom. I
Those
need
are
more
good
help.
guesses. Those are good guesses.
Um,
You want to throw one more in just for shits and giggles?
sure, please.
No, I mean throw in one more guess.
Oh, I thought
I can't be. I
I
really
thought you were
can't.
asking for one more clue. I
Oh,
want
one
one
more
more
clue.
clue.
Okay.
Are there known actors in this movie?
My God, yes. Oh my Jesus, yes. This is not a B movie in any way except writing, directing, execution, acting.
From A-listers.
From a complete A-list elite.
The only thing that's rolling through my brain right now is all movies without sequels. I keep thinking maybe he went Aeon Flux. Maybe was there a sequel to Brano's Frankenstein? No, I don't think so.
I am starting to get the impression that you may like this more than I do. Because if your brain hasn't gone there yet, I think you might have a soft spot for this movie.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I'm counting on. You are the host of
my
the
soft spots are large.
Yeah. If you're not going to stick up for this movie, literally no one will.
No one will.
Because I sure as hell am not.
Wow. Well, okay, so what should we do? Should we click?
Yeah, what? So okay, so let's I gotta say those are great guesses, and I see what and you're not you're circling you're circling the drain pipe, definitely. Definitely. This you can see that drain pipe, you just can't see what shit is in it. So why don't you click the link, and then you can tell the good and bad people out there what hot piece of garbage we're about to sink our teeth into.
I'm so excited.
No, you're not. You think you are, but you're not.
All right. Are we ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. I'm clicking in 3, 2, 1. I see HBO Max. Who was watching? Yes, me. Ah! All right. Oh, I should have guessed this.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to reveal.
Tom's going to reveal his costume for the day, everybody. Wait, I can't even see. What do you got there?
Well, I got a Batman.
Oh, okay. I had to enlarge you. I had you in such a small box.
And I got a Super Friends.
So is this the Snyder edition?
Well, tell people what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am looking at a screen that says Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition.
Yeah,
oh, that's right. This isn't even, because that's not Batman versus Superman. That's
Justice League.
That's Justice League. So this is
not.
Yes.
And you know what the worst thing about it is?
I got problems with this movie, Tom.
Good. Sanity restored. Yeah. Now the Ultimate Edition is a director's cut. Yes.
Okay. Oh my fuck! This is 3 hours long.
3 hours long. We've got to get right into it, unless we want this to be 4 hours.
No, please. We have to start now. 3 hours?
Yeah.
Of this?
3 hours.
Oh,
and you know what? The Ultimate Edition is half an hour longer than the theatrical release, right? That is what Zack Snyder thinks is solving the problems of a bad movie, is making more of it.
More of it.
that does not bode well for Zack Snyder's Justice League. If this is what he thinks solving the problems of a bad movie is.
Wow.
And I'm just to like,
can I just say from the beginning that the thing that bothers me the most about this movie is it all could be cleared up with one simple conversation.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. All right.
And we'll definitely get there. So just a bit how this ticks our boxes. March 24th was when it came out. No, I mean, I can only imagine that that this was a period where studios were over releasing their superhero movies, and they
just wanted to get a jump on summer. They were, we'll own the spring.
Because Suicide Squad came out the same year. So was it Suicide? Yeah, Suicide Squad came out the same year. So that was their summer release. This was their spring release. So we're right in the middle of the Solo, the Solo debacle where Disney is like releasing too many Star Wars movies at once. So that's just a little bit of context there. This is technically a follow-up to Man of Steel.
Right.
But it's also a Batman reboot.
Right.
A soft opening for Wonder Woman. And a trailer for the Justice League movies. So this has qualities of a sequel, but refuses to be drawn on what kind of a sequel it is.
Right. Well, because it's trying to continue something while starting something new, while rebooting something else.
Right. And the reboot part of it is, a complete failure. There's not really any Ben Man after this. There's no Ben Batman after this.
Well, I mean, he's in the Justice League, but
that's it. But essentially cameos. Right. Justice League is more of a that's it. But they're trying to reboot something, and they're killing it off at the same time.
Yeah.
This is also, I also want to draw attention to the versus part of this, because that is its own subgenre of entertainment.
Right.
And yet,
Jason versus Freddy.
Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
We got one coming out now, Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, right.
However, this movie contains none of the pleasures traditionally associated with the versus. That's just a kind of framework. But
ladies and gentlemen, if you're not there already, please get onto HBO Max and find Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. Make sure, please, it's the Ultimate Edition.
It's the only one you're getting for free.
Oh, wow. Whew.
Well, for free, HBO Max free. But yeah, absolutely. So it's the only one you're getting for free. That's another reason why we wouldn't do this on the podcast, because we always do the theatrical version on the podcast. So this really is
true.
This really is. We're
not wrong about that.
We're not going back for this, and that's one of the reasons why. But we should get going, because
absolutely,
this is we're not going to make this movie shorter by talking about it.
Oh wow. I can't believe this is going to take up my whole afternoon.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
But we'll have lulls. Don't worry. There will be lulls for us to talk. We won't need to do a wrap up at the end.
We'll be wrapping up a half an hour before the movie's over.
Right.
All right. Well then, here we go. Are you ready, Tom?
I think so, yeah. I might need to do some volume adjustment, but I'm all set up to go if you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. That's a lot of title. There's 2 fucking colons in that title. Here we are.
I thought you'd hate it.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
I got a commercial I need to skip.
Me too.
All right, should we reset? Let's reset now. I'm back to 0.
Well, you want to just go hit
you
skip?
can't. You got stupid.
Pause it. and hit skip. Got it? Like, do you have the skip up there?
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
In
I'm on
three.
I got the I'm on the Warner Brothers logo. That's probably a good place to go back to, right?
I don't know.
All right. Skip.
And I have to hit play again. This is
Ready?
terrible. Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Warner
right,
Brothers.
I'm on it.
Now a leaf flows across the screen, and I assume that was part of the production logo. That's actually the beginning of the movie. This leaf is the movie. I thought it was like, oh, here we go, voiceover that never comes back.
Is that Affleck? Is that Batfleck?
That's Batfleck. That's Benman. Yeah, this is the first red flag. Paul Rust's voiceover that never comes back in the movie.
You got to give it to Young Guns too, Tom. They at least keep bringing it back.
And guess what? We're beginning with a greatest hits compilation of all the flashback scenes from all the Batman movies.
We're going to have to see what we've endured in every Batman movie forever.
Guess what's next? His parents being killed. Guess who his parents are? Negan and Maggie are his parents.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm all for like
I did not remember this.
No. It's you know, I don't begrudge these people getting a paycheck outside of Walking Dead. No, of course
not.
But that is for too many fictional words colliding. Negan killed her husband in her on-screen husband in The Walking Dead. Now they are Batman's parents who are being killed. Too much. Yeah, no, he's no Linus Roach. He's gonna stand in front of that gun, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
What I need is a good run through the woods.
Another huge mistake, which is something we talk about all the time, timelines that don't work. Like most Batman movies try to be period non-specific.
Right.
This movie has fucked itself already because it says Excalibur on the movie theater.
Right,
So
exactly.
It's 1981. You got to keep up with that now.
How many times have we seen him fall through the ground?
And Martha Wayne's pearls. Like,
yeah.
Can no director pick out some new imagery here? Like, there's got to be like 50 to paraphrase Paul Simon, there's got to be 50 ways to kill Batman's parents. You don't have to rip the pearls every time.
Well, this time, Tom, the gun did it.
Right. It's a pearl gun. It must be the villain known as the Pearl.
Oh my God, he landed on his face. Let's start with the child's reconstructive surgery.
I'm also a little disturbed by the amount of nicknames the people working on this movie have. I think that's a red flag. I don't know who Junkie XL is, but...
Doesn't help.
Remember that she's called Martha.
Right.
Because it's literally the linchpin of the movie.
It's going to be the thing that makes him stop killing Superman.
I think one of the things in casting Jeffrey D. Morgan is basically to say a fuck you to Christopher Nolan's like sense of Thomas Wayne as this kind of pacifist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this fucking guy's gonna push the gun away. That's why he gets killed. Executive producer Stephen Munchin.
Yeah.
I was going to make a joke that this movie is produced by Trump Treasury Secretary Stephen Munchin until I found out that this movie is produced by Trump Treasury Secretary Stephen Munchin. It's the same Stephen Munchin.
That was the most frightening thing I'd ever seen when that name came up. I don't think I knew he was producing anything before this.
And given where this movie goes and what
bats
happens,
are lifting him. Do I have that right?
Right. I have many questions about this.
Is this in his imagination?
Well, you know
Or is
what?
this the laws of physics not working?
There's a handy voiceover about to tell us. So that was a dream. But they don't say which part of it was the dream. Possibly the whole thing was a dream.
Maybe the whole thing?
Now, this is a nice twist on watching characters looking at photographs
Yeah,
from
right.
previous movies. This is Bruce Wayne flying into Metropolis to watch scenes from Man of Steel.
Wow.
We're what he's like in Metropolis.
By the way,
yeah.
Go to like back to our first episode, Superman 2.
Yeah.
Versus the nonsense of this fucking movie with all the CGI buildings falling down.
Yeah.
When I first saw that first Superman movie, meaning what we're watching right now,
yeah,
all I could think of was Lawrence Fishburne and everybody else is going to die of cancer because of all the shit they're inhaling from the fallen buildings, which we know from 9/11. It seemed so distasteful to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And this movie has conservatively about 5 9/11s.
Yeah.
9/11 scale disasters. And at least 2 of them are caused by Superman.
What exactly does Bruce Wayne think he's going to do right now? Look at that.
Yeah. He's just trying to catch the end of the last movie. He just wants to know what happened. He's like us. He's basically the audience at this moment. Like, what happened in that last one? Oh, yeah. Zod. It's also a big retcon, the idea that he was there at all.
Yeah, big, like, huge retcon.
It's like, I mean, it doesn't affect anything that Bruce Wayne was there, but when he has to helicopter in.
Well, it also seems to suppose that he's living in Metropolis.
Well, he has office. I mean, the idea is he has offices there.
Right.
Because he's rich.
On account of his richness.
Which, as we find out in a later super movie, unironically, is his superpower, that his wealth.
Yeah.
Again, Stephen Munchin produced this movie. Just a reminder. Not that those two things are connected.
See, what do you think you're going to do?
He's going to go into the 9/11.
And Batman has cancer.
It's called McGregor syndrome. We've done this.
Right.
From Batman and Robin, McGregor syndrome.
Horse has cancer. All the living things have cancer.
All God's children, they got cancer. And that's not the last time God will be mentioned in this movie.
Oh my gosh.
It's a very God-centered movie. Here we go, a daisy chain of children, just in case you didn't get that it was supposed to be sad.
Right. Now, you hold hands. You hold hands, dear.
I literally think Zack Snyder's like...
Oh, we know that guy.
Yeah. That guy's a
good actor.
He's a good actor, yeah.
Argo.
He's like a David.
Maybe this is where Ben got him a job. He's like, you know who you should get.
Yeah. This is the guy who says I can't piss standing up.
Oh man, I forgot about the terrible plot point for that guy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They turn him into an evil disabled supervillain.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if Zack Snyder's is like, I don't think people are going to get that this is sad. We need a daisy chain of children and then Bruce Wayne saving a child. That's like 2 sets of children? Yeah. It's like with the Batcave, it's like all he's got to add to the mix is more. Like, I want a fuckload of bats. More bats than we've ever seen.
More cancer.
There he is. There's
Superman taking care of business in a way Batman doesn't like.
So this is the entirety of Batman's motivation right here.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we needed 10 minutes of.
Apparently. That's our first cold open.
Right, cold open.
Actually, no, that's cold open number 2. The first cold open was the flashbacks.
You're right.
So we're on cold open number 3 now, which is more than Superman 2 had.
What are we getting into, Aquaman?
You'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think going underwater, but no, this is not the part of the movie where Aquaman turns up. There's not Stellar Skarsgård.
Right.
I didn't know who this, like, I still don't know who this guy is. I don't think.
No.
Like, I saw the movie, I think, yesterday. I still don't know who that guy is. It's like a kryptonite, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a piece of Zod? No, it's Zod. No, because we see Zod later.
What you need is a Coke.
You need is an Arabic Coke. Who do you think that is in the sunglasses? Yeah. Who do you think that is in the sunglasses drinking the Coke? Who's the last person you think? That's a better way to do it. Who's the last person you think that would be? Jimmy Olsen! It's like they're going out of their way to cast entirely the wrong people.
Hysterical. You know Jimmy Olsen, handsome, rugged.
Just a photographer, right? Is he just a photographer?
Right.
And that's Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen meeting for the first time, apparently.
Yeah.
What a
At least we got that origin story.
What a spectacular moment that was. I hope Mark McClure got his lawyer, like, on this.
Oh, well, at least they got the very serious wind gaffing sound nonsense going. The wind sounds amazing in this movie. That's the last time I'll use the word amazing. I'm sure of it.
They just couldn't get the wind out of whatever they filmed, right? It was like stuck in the mics. This is where we go back to like timelines that don't work, because we know it's the present day. We're about to see drones. That camera has film in it, like actual film. You just exposed my 1990s.
My 1983 camera.
So, in retrospect, a bit of a mistake to sort of start the movie in 1981 and then have film in a camera.
Yeah, first question is Jimmy Olsen a professional?
Yep. So
what is Jimmy Olsen also CIA?
yep. Don't if that was meant as a joke. I hate to tell you that he's just a photographer, as Lois Lane's saying. Yep. Jimmy Olsen,
Wow.
CIA. It's like they're purposely trying to ruin these characters for us.
Wow.
And it doesn't end here. This is the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even gotten to
Jimmy Olsen's dead?
Yeah. So Jimmy Olsen's arc was completely miscast.
I have to assume his real name wasn't even Jimmy Olsen.
Turns out not to be, probably not called Jimmy Olsen. Isn't really a photographer, gets shot in the head.
Zack Snyder. Can you add some CGI dirt?
This is the third cold open in the movie. I'm now thinking this movie may all be cold opens. Like, genuinely.
This is the fourth cold open.
Well, we're third. We've got a fourth coming up.
No, we got the kryptonite.
Oh, that's right. It's four. I didn't even count that. And we've got a fifth, at least a fifth coming up too.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Again, I don't know if we ever really find out. There are a lot of placeholder bad guys in this movie.
Right.
This movie is really trying to disguise the fact that it doesn't have a villain. This seems a bit of an elaborate way to get Superman here. Wouldn't you say?
Right.
We need a drone. We need a warlord. Right. We need some kind of a triple bluff. I hope that guy riding the horse was giving the finger to Zack Snyder. just Zack Snyder's camera.
So are these guys just your standard double crossers? Or is it never explained?
I think in the end it turns out they work for Lex Luthor. However, that may be me trying to make sense of something that is literally never explained. Both are possible. Is it a drone?
That's a visual image I remember from this movie.
Superman. I just want to say, I'm not going to say many good things about this movie. Henry Cavill is a great Superman.
But not a great Clark Kent. There's no effort to make him Clark Kent.
Yeah.
I don't think it's his fault.
No. But whoever lets Henry Cavill slip through, well, Zack Snyder. I don't want to say whoever, Zack Snyder. It's a crime against culture. You had Henry Cavill. I kind of feel the same about Brandon Routh as well, but these are by no means bad Supermans at all.
I think most people thought, well, I'm not in love with Brandon as Superman.
No, but it's a great casting idea.
Mm-hmm. How about Nicolas Cage? Were you on board for that?
Yeah. Have you seen Bad Lieutenant?
True.
No, we have no. I think I said before on the podcast, we have no idea which Nicolas Cage is going to turn up to set.
Exactly.
So Superman, we're about 20 minutes into the movie. Superman has caused 2 war crimes in the space of that time. And now we're investigating him in the Senate.
I forgot that we dragged the fantastic Holly Hunter into this movie.
This scene reminded me of Superman 3 and 4. Because remember, he gets censured by the United Nations in Superman 3, and then in
Right.
Superman 4, they let him speak at the United
Yeah,
Nations,
he gets to make a
even though it's against
speech.
protocol.
Yeah. Hey, now there, Superman, you got to be sponsored.
Subtle reference to the competitive element of the movie. The police are watching Gotham versus Metropolis football game. It's actually more competition than you see in the actual movie between
Right.
these sports people on a TV screen. Oh, this is cold open number 5, if you're keeping count at home.
Oh my gosh.
Because we're about to be introduced to Batman.
Oh, these are colleges? It's not
Oh,
even the
those are
professional football team? So in their minds, Gotham is on the other side of a harbor in this movie, if memory serves, right?
And also in this movie, Gotham is where only black people live.
Right, yeah.
There's
Oh,
a real
fuck this movie.
there's a real apartheid between Metropolis and Gotham City.
I think I found a clue, Johnson.
This is like Two Cops from an Ed Wood movie, but with the budget of like
You're right.
with the biggest budget
In the history of the world.
What really struck me, like in the first half hour of this movie, we get so many international humanitarian crimes.
Mm-hmm.
And this doesn't feel like the kind of movie that can handle those issues.
Right, yeah.
So there's like white slavery going on here. Now there's already seen a fuckload of bats. Who do you think this is going to be?
Yeah, right. He's just up there taking care of business, right?
Well, I don't know. It's
fucking up the sex traffickers.
This one of the things that's interesting about this movie is they try to make Batman look like anything but a bat. He's branded the guy, I think. Tied him to a radiator.
Oh, I had a glare, so he was branded.
No, that's not your glare. That's Zack Snyder refusing to visualize what's on screen.
You're right.
Sorry, Officer Dent.
Yeah, right.
That would have saved that scene for me if he just went, "Sorry, Officer Harvey Dent. I didn't mean to blow half your face off. You almost look like you have two faces." So, I don't know if you could. Are we
supposing right now that I don't know, because he said I've never seen him before, so right. It's still sort of like the beginning of Batman in Gotham.
You ask a very relevant question
that will never be answered. I don't know why I asked it. Come on.
No.
Who's gonna answer that question?
Well, this is why we're doing this here, because this is technically a reboot, but you'll see in later scenes they're talking as if Batman has already had a rich and varied history.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they're still claiming this is the first time anyone hears about Batman in the wider world. So it's tricky. Plus,
strange to say the least.
yeah, they want to have their Batman Begins.
So we
But
weren't dealing with a high enough caliber bullet that it couldn't get through a book.
she schleps this bullet all over town, all over the world. You are going to be tired of seeing this bullet.
Oh, bullet in the bathtub.
I don't know. Sounds like a song by The Beat.
You were
bullet
right.
in the bathtub.
It's going everywhere.
Got a bullet in the bathtub. I don't know why she needs to be in the bath. Really don't know why she needs to be in the bath.
She doesn't need to be. Answer, Zack Snyder.
Also question, why does he need to pretend to be Clark Kent in front of her? Now she knows he's Clark Kent. You know what I mean? We know he doesn't need glasses. I can't get out of this bath.
I want to show partial boob.
But I can't get out of this bath because this is PG-13.
Exactly. I need to entice, but not be lurid, according to Zack Snyder.
Well, you know, it's like I want partial nudity, but let's have it in the bath so there's some dignity around it.
Right.
See, I think there's
take a flower and feel better.
I mean, he certainly doesn't, you know, achieve the nerd status that they hope he would. But I think if given the chance and given screen time, I quite like his Clark Kent too. I love his Superman. I think his Superman is great.
Oh yeah.
But of course, you know, he doesn't need to be Clark Kent in front of her either. So as an actor, he's probably even not going to play that because there's no motivation for him to be anything other than Superman in that scene.
Yeah, right.
Right? Anyway.
Do you think that first movie was a sort of an example of what an audience is not willing to wait for? Or, you know, because it takes into a second sequel for Lois to find out that Clark's Superman in the original series.
Yeah, I think it's difference for difference sake.
Or even the filmmakers, right? Like,
yeah, they're impatience, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like by this movie, the secret identity is kind of null and void for both these guys, really. Yeah. Zero chemistry, zero atmosphere.
I know.
Batman and Alfred is the crux of every Batman movie. We know this. The world knows this.
And that is something that Nolan got right.
Yeah.
They're good together.
Oh, I would rather that teary Michael Caine stuff. Like, ideally, I want something between... Well, actually, no. Michael Goff and Michael Keaton is perfect. Mm-hmm. I want something between this, like... Jeremy Irons looking like a former member of Kraftwerk with bringing him a breakfast tray from a business hotel. Like looking like they've never met before and he's just a salaried engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I want something between that and, you know, I'm not going to bury another Wayne. I'm not going to do, you know, like I want, and we get that. Michael Keaton and Michael Caine is Michael Goff. It's the perfect, a lot of Michaels here.
Yeah, right.
But this is, I mean, it's atrocious. He doesn't even seem like a butler.
Yeah, right.
I mean, how can you have an Alfred that doesn't seem like a butler?
He looks like he's in charge of Wayne Enterprises.
Well, he is. Later on, he flies the Batplane for Batman.
Yeah, God.
I mean, you know, Batman and Robin turned Alfred into Max Headroom, but they never let him fly the Batplane.
Oh, and this.
Oh, God. Speaking of miscasting.
Yeah.
Here's Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor via the vessel of Mark Zuckerberg.
Right. LexCorp.
This Lex Luthor seems more juvenile than the Smallville Lex Luthor to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, compared, that guy is like
Yeah, he's a
supervillain
legitimate tycoon compared to this guy.
compared to this fucking waste of space. He's like an earlier version of the origin story, Lex Luthor.
Who do you blame for this, though? Do you hate his performance?
I hate his performance. Casting him in the first place is where the blame has to lie.
Right.
I mean, I think I made the note that even taking the miscasting into account, Jesse Eisenberg is making all the wrong choices, like second by second.
But I guess I ask because Jesse Eisenberg is doing basically everything you think Jesse Eisenberg would do with this character. Am I right? There's no surprises from him.
But
so I blame the casting.
I blame the casting primarily, but you know, I don't know. I am perfectly willing to believe that Zack Snyder was behind the camera going, play it like a gibbering sideshow character. Right. More gibbering. I
need you to talk 4 times as fast.
I just don't like how much he talks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And how many noises he makes. I think that's just bad acting. He's got nothing to hang his performance on.
But he's not a bad actor generally, I don't think.
He's a very annoying actor.
You think so?
Which is why you have to kind of like he's like Kenneth Branagh. You have to put him in the right context.
God damn it. Your hatred of Kenneth Branagh.
I like some Kenneth Branagh.
Okay.
But he has to be playing the right kind of jerk. And Lex Luthor is not. I just don't think of him as this kind of like speed talking tech millionaire.
No, yeah, me neither. I think there's a part of me that still wants to see the Lex Luthor that I knew from the cartoon Justice League that I grew up with.
Well, why not? You know?
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen for a while because this is...
And not even Gene Hackman was that. Wonderful as Gene Hackman was in the first couple of movies. I love him in those movies.
Completely. I have to say, I just you reminded me then talking about Justice League cartoons. I watched my son's obsessed with a Lego Batman, like a 20-minute Lego Batman episode called Batman Beleaguered. And it is this movie in microcosm. It's not even trying to be, but it does everything this movie does in 20 minutes of screen time with like good dialogue, good characterization. It's fun. You have a better Batman, better Superman, and it's the same thing.
Wow.
And I was just struck, like, having to watch this and then, like, watching that on a loop, which is what we're doing right now, and thinking, well, I probably still haven't watched as much of this, even though I've watched it 20 times, as having to watch Batman versus Superman twice.
Oh, that is unacceptable in coronavirus times.
Oh, that's a good COVID
Don't
moment.
you feed me a fucking Jolly Rancher.
I'm making myself hoarse shouting at Zack Snyder, so I'm going to take a drink. Apologies.
So this angle...
yeah, I was just going to talk about that. Go ahead.
What do you think of it? This is an angle that's not really present in the first series.
Yes, I think we're on the same lines.
Yeah,
I think it's a case of be careful what you wish for.
Right.
Because there's so much unchecked moral ambiguity in the Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of want a movie that addresses it. However, we got this. So
Right.
maybe
So
we don't
maybe it
want
doesn't
this.
work.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Maybe we don't know what we want. We just know we don't want this.
And it's like, if we're having these conversations on the news, if it's a geopolitical kind of the worth of Superman, would
Yeah.
they build statues if they're arguing about it?
I'm not. I don't. That's a perfectly valid point. That bothers me less more that it feels like they decided to do an entire movie about how you could see both Batman and Superman as villains
Right.
equally as well as you see them as heroes.
Don't do it. Crime Lab on 3.
Another casting highlight of this movie, Lawrence
Yeah.
Fishburne as Perry White. He's like Gus, the editor from season 5 of The Wire, like reimagined as a character
Right.
as a character in a not very good comic book.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne's great. He has shit all to do, but he's a very credible Perry White.
Oh, absolutely. You're not going to go wrong with Lawrence Fishburne. Are you kidding me? False God.
The problem is all he does in the movie is remind people that like it's not the past. Like all his lines are like, people don't buy papers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Economy plus. He's like, here's some things that are modern. I think at one point he says it's not 1938. Like, is that really the best use of Perry White?
Right.
I like it when he calls Clark Kent a nerd, though. That's a good moment.
Especially since it's patently absurd.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're both glasses wearers. It's different now. When I was a kid, if you wore glasses, you would be called a nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're so fashionable now. I don't think kids are made fun of for wearing glasses.
Not those Gucci glasses, no.
Yeah, it's not these glasses for sure.
They're like the best glasses you can get on them. Here's Gotham. Here's this. He goes into this Gotham building and it's entirely African American.
Of course.
And I mean,
the Dark City is filled with black people. The city of crime, all black people.
Yeah.
All right, Zack Snyder.
Yeah, and that's it.
Your movie.
You know, your associations of Gotham are crime and poverty. And he's made that an explicitly African American thing.
Yeah. That guy's in America now?
Guy's everywhere. He's literally in every...
And we still don't know who he is.
He's in the background of every frame of this movie.
Are we still on cold opens?
We may have seen the last of the cold opens.
All right.
But I will say it's still a good 2 hours before we see Batman do any Batman stuff. Should we start talking about Ben Affleck? How do you feel about Bat-Ben?
I was interested to see one more chance. I you know, because I really like him very much as a director.
No issues with it. Oh, no issues with him as an actor either, really.
Yeah, and I really was interested to see what he would do with a standalone Batman movie, but alas, it just whatever, it didn't work out.
Well, this is definitely not that.
And because this is, you know, I mean, to your point just a second ago, it's going to be another 4 hours until we see him as fucking Batman. So, and then relegated to side duties in the Justice League too.
Oh yeah, there's Lois. She's showing her editor the
Yeah.
bullet. That's good. Perry White's like the script editor this movie never had.
Right.
It's like, it's a bullet. You shoot people with it. Move on.
Yeah. I hope that was an improv
Yeah, it's just like,
because
wow.
Snyder probably had 10 more pages of dialogue about that bullet. Mo?
I feel you on I feel you on Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a necessarily bad idea. It's not, to me, it's not as good a fit as Henry Cavill is for Superman,
I'll agree with that.
but there's definitely untapped potential there.
Yeah.
I have a like, and you can like,
I guess because when I first heard about him as Batman, your first thought is, I'm not sure that's the most natural fit, but he makes it work more than you ever thought it was going to.
yes,
Does that
yeah,
ring true? Does that?
yeah, I think so. Here's the thing, like, he bulked up significantly for this role.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, I think sadly his body was a big part of why people didn't take him seriously. Which is weird considering Michael Keaton is like most people's favorite Batman. Anyway, it was like,
but the people who don't like Batman, that Batman, are the people. That's the first thing they say. I could beat the shit out of Michael Keaton.
yeah.
You know,
But I mean, you know, he is, whenever he takes his shirt off, you can see he is ripped. It's just that when he has lots of muscle, he looks chubby. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, he just doesn't carry that bulk well. And you know, I think he's a very handsome man. And you take off take off his shirt, it's like the muscles are there. He is ripped. But he just looks uncomfortable with that amount of bulk on his body. And that's just probably because his body was never meant to have that, or he's like, or more to the point, his body's perfectly fine anyway, and we're gilding a lily here. So people don't give him shit about being a chubby Batman, but he looks more like chubby Batman when he has muscle.
Yeah. I don't know. I hear what you're saying and I get it, but again, I'm kind of talking out of my ass because we both have already said that we're not big followers of the comic book, but I have a sense of those later years, the kind of Frank Miller Batman of like a really yoked Batman, and he seems to fit the bill on that to me, that Batman. And so
I mean, you know, I don't think he needed to do that kind of bulking up.
Right.
I think, you know, whether he was pushed into doing it or whether he did it himself, he did it. I mean, he achieves it. He looks, when he walks, he looks like he's worked out so much, he's injured his limbs and he can't like move his arms. I think that's the problem to me. What do you think's going on here?
I hope he falls in another hole.
Well, as far as we know, he's only dreamt about falling in a hole with bats so far.
That's true.
Maybe. Now, do you think Zack Snyder is the kind of director who would give you a fake out dream sequence twice in the space of 45 minutes?
I most certainly do.
And we have a winner.
Remember. Okay.
Thank you for playing. Zack Snyder is a
Snyder
hack.
Bingo. Yeah.
We were just talking about Ben Affleck where there was an entire Lex Luthor scene, but let me sum it up for you. It made no sense. It only confirmed that we don't know what kind of a villain he is.
Oh my God.
And we're still, as far as Bruce Wayne's dreams go, we're still about 2 out of 4. This movie.
Well, I need one of my crazy pills.
We need a spreadsheet. There's like cold opens 5, Dream
Yeah.
sequences 4.
Yeah.
And then just like one column that says actual movie
15
20
minutes.
seconds.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking. Like he's like
Is
clearly
this Wayne Manor? This little boathouse? What's going on? Where are we?
So he doesn't live in Wayne Manor.
All right.
Wayne
fine.
Manor's like a decaying shrine to his parents.
Is that
He lives
right?
in
I don't
he
remember
lives
that.
in Michael Corleone's house from The Godfather
Yeah,
Part
he
2.
does. Totally. Godfather Part 2. That's amazing. Let's put Alfred out on the boat. Saying a Hail Mary while fishing.
Bruce Wayne's like saying to Alfred, don't sit in Fredo's chair. That chair's bad luck. You get shot in a boat if you sit in that chair. What I think is interesting, like I recognized after the Nolan movies to pull back from how emotionally connected Batman and Alfred are, but this is the wrong way to go about it, where they look like they
business partners. Yeah.
They literally would happily kill each other without a second thought.
What do you think of this Batman outfit, by the way?
This one is fine for me.
Yeah. Okay.
The problem with it, like, why is like again, this is a reboot. Why are you looking at it? What does that mean? You're looking at it as if this has this invested past. It's like we don't know what that means. Or we'll find out what this means later on in the year when Suicide Squad comes out. Fucking hell. It's like movie's a victim of its own cross promotion. Bat butt.
Is this a Batcave bat butt?
Yeah.
Shower?
Yeah, we saw bat butt there.
Wow.
I mean, we never saw naked bat butt even in the Schumacher movies, right?
No.
I mean, we saw literally everything but because it was so.
Yeah, we got bondage.
Because it was like it was literally painted onto their bodies, but.
Who's that? Some reporter.
Once again.
Fucking work on your cover story, Superman, you jackass.
That's some good journalism right there. Who's that?
Here we go. Here we go. We are 47 minutes in.
I like the fact that like this movie is a soft opening for Wonder Woman, and we first see her at an event that is a soft opening. I gotta say, I remember when I saw the trailer to this, and well, they already blew that Wonder Woman was going to be in the movie,
right?
With that scene, it's like, is she with you? I thought she was with you, and literally in my head, I Mandela affected it as that was her only appearance in the movie, and that would have been good, right? If she just appeared from the rubble,
she just appeared, right?
And then they're like, "Is she with you, or is he with?" And that's it. But instead, as you said, like from 47 minutes onwards, we're following her activities around town. Like we see her going shopping and stuff. Like. Using an ATM. We see her using an ATM. Put that on the spreadsheet. Wonder Woman doing her daily chores.
What's he doing? Just investigating?
Now, you see, that's a come down from how Christian Bale would have done that, pretending to be drunk Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? Like, I don't buy it.
No, yeah.
Like, Christian Bale would have been fucking
plays
creepy.
The asshole really well.
I mean, he's bring full Patrick Bateman to that. To his Bruce Wayne. And Alfred's a bit of a drunk.
And Alfred just drinking on the job. Get your shit together. That's the one you kept, Zach?
You talking about the take of Lex Luthor?
Yeah. No.
Like all those noises, it's like fucking Bugs Bunny. It's like a Looney Tunes character let loose in a. I guess it's all Warner Brothers. Maybe that was. Maybe Lex Luthor was going to transform into Woody Woodpecker at some point in the franchise. Hey, guess what? This is Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne meeting for the first time.
Yeah.
But do you think? Let's play Zack Snyder bingo. Do you think there will be a line of dialogue pointing this out? It's very clear that it's Clark Kent meeting Bruce Wayne.
Right.
Right? That's Bruce Wayne.
Son.
And that's Clark Kent. Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne have met. They're meeting. That's a big deal. I know this because that's Bruce Wayne and that's Clark Kent. Basically like turning Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne into Fox versus MSNBC.
Right. Man, right now I could do some Val Kilmer. Just, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Oh yeah, well, I'm Superman. Let's have a drink.
There we go.
Oh my God.
That's what Lex Luthor's here for, to tell us that this is a significant moment in the franchise.
I'll say.
Now, if you didn't know that he was called Lex Luthor, you would assume he was going to transform into the Riddler at some point, right?
Yeah, right. Yes.
He's more Riddler than Luthor.
The world's greatest detective, not seeing that Superman's following him by 4 feet. Bye.
Even then, Gal Gadot has like a look on her face, like I'm I'm gonna be the one that people are gonna remember.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna do the only movie that people like.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say, in this universe.
I guess Jason Momoa's done all right.
Yeah, okay.
It's not a good movie, but he's a very good superhero. Right.
Look at that look.
He's got some bad looks in this movie.
Outdone by a woman.
You know how I feel about like overuse of slow motion, but I kind of actually notice more when this movie is in real time because there's so much slow motion in it. He uses slow motion indiscriminately.
Yeah.
And every time I see slow motion, I think it's a dream sequence.
Because let's not forget, this scene is about good press for Superman.
And this is, I think from this point onwards, this movie becomes very, it like puts religious like theology in there to kind of plug a vacuum of no content.
Man, they got Andrew in this movie. What's his name?
Just when you thought there couldn't be more toxic masculinity than Stephen Munchin producing the movie, here's Charlie Rose. Another way that history has fucked this movie.
Yeah.
Fuck this movie in the ass.
Why didn't you use your CGI to put somebody else into that scene?
Get your girl Oprah. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Wow, Neil.
It's better than Charlie Rose, I'll give them that. But I feel like what he's saying is quite unscientific. I feel like this would be better coming from the mouth of like Deepak Chopra or somebody like that.
Yeah.
He's basically saying we can abandon science now because Superman exists. Which I don't think is where Neil deGrasse Tyson's going to go should he discover the existence of aliens.
Right. Andrew Sullivan. I had to look it up. What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean must there be? There is one. It's a stupid fucking question, Charlie.
That's why Clark Kent's such a bad journalist, because he watches Charlie Rose and he's like, that's how humans do it. I don't ever need to ask a follow-up question. Why would he ask that?
What kind of question is that? This was our home.
How come Dad never left Kansas?
He may as well have said, why did Dad never leave that piece of shit state, Kansas?
And also, why is he asking his mother that? Anyway.
Also, why is Diane Lane his mother? How old is she? 50 when she made this movie?
It's like a Cary Grant, Jesse Royal Landis, North by Northwest situation.
Right.
Or to the male equivalent, Connery and Ford in Last Crusade. She's still working on that bullet.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The Bat brand is a death sentence in jail?
You know what? In the wider world of movies, that's not wrong. The Bat brand was a death sentence. It killed both the Batman and Superman franchise. Why would other criminals care that Batman had
if you encountered Batman and survived, that's probably in jail, a moment of huzzah.
It's not, I mean, I'd understand it if Batman only branded pedophiles.
Right.
But that's not, I mean, that guy, it's
that's where you choose to put your F word? The one you get?
He's
in a PG-13
Andrew Sullivan's
movie?
like, I've just been in a David Simon series. I can't help myself. Sorry. He's all cleaned up and he's got his evil
He's got
weapon.
His new chair.
Oh, they turned a wheelchair into a like evil super villain weapon. I mean, how distasteful is that? There's your quotable.
Yeah, we got to shiv this guy. He's been bat branded.
So this is a setup so that Batman and Superman destroy each other. Is that the?
I guess. Ooh,
That's some good shivving.
that was especially violent.
Yeah, that was just
That
some good.
was some good shivving.
That was some good shivving from Suge Knight there.
You must have got him 12 times.
I have this bullet.
Secretary new character. You haven't been returning my calls.
Secretary, a little bit like Obama. That line hasn't dated well.
No.
A balls like this, you belong in here. Look, I have a bullet.
Hey, just so you know, I got a bullet.
I got a bullet in a bag.
This bullet
you know,
is 50 minutes worth of screen time.
I love a MacGuffin. Don't get me wrong. But it, like, I want some window dressing. This idea that it's maybe not a MacGuffin, like the Maltese Falcon.
Right.
It's a MacGuffin, but it's a thing. This is literally a bullet in a fucking
Ziploc.
It's not 1938. Wasn't also like, didn't Perry White represent like the old guard of journalism, like traditionally? They're really going overboard on these.
They are going out of their way to get
talking heads cameos. I mean,
talking heads talking about characters from their movie.
And getting it wrong too. Like, notice there's no studio audience. Like, right. The Daily Show back then had a studio audience. That's like a post-COVID Daily Show. It's like in 2016, it wasn't Trevor Noah in his bedroom. Okay, there was a studio audience there, and it was Jon Stewart.
I can't believe it either.
I can't believe you have so many lines. He's quite he plays it quite Clooney-like, don't you think?
Yeah.
Is it just something that when a handsome guy plays Batman, this is what happens? Like a conventionally handsome guy, is it just like kind of the same?
See, I still think Clooney was wrapped up in his Clooneyisms, though.
Bobble, bobble, bobble.
But I don't have quite the sense that I did with Val Kilmer, where he was playing the idea of Bruce Wayne. He's doing his own thing here. It's just...
That's the best thing that's ever been said about Val Kilmer's Batman, that he was playing the idea of Bruce Wayne. That is the truest thing that's ever been said about that performance.
Yeah. But this Bruce Wayne just isn't as interesting as Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne.
Or Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And he says something here about like, I've met women like you before. And I just want to shout, this is a reboot. You haven't met Catwoman. You haven't met Poison Ivy. You haven't done any of that yet. Stop acting like you're like
Also,
you're
she's Wonder Woman. You haven't met anybody like her.
no. You haven't met anyone capable of carrying a franchise before.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you remember anything about this sequence?
Yes. I remember the kick-ass scene. What is this? What? No, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong scene. Is this another dream?
It's a fucking dream.
God damn it. This fucking movie.
It's actually two dreams. It's a double dream. It's your daily double dream. Boo, 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 boo.
Were all these fucking dreams in the original, or are there added dreams in this fucking...
That's a really good question. I hope not, because Zack Snyder claimed that the half hour that he added was essential for the storytelling. So
essential?
I know, I don't know what that means.
Okay, now I'm starting to remember. This is what I thought. I remember him kicking ass here, and I remember liking it
Until you
just
found out it was a dream.
just by itself. Right, right. Until I found out it was a dream. I just I thought it was the Batman kicking ass was a bit fun. So we're seeing Batman an hour and 6 minutes in.
Have we not seen? But I mean, we saw him scuttle across the roof.
Yeah, I guess, but
Listen to that voice. I mean, Christian Bale's guttural thing was ridiculous, but you know,
and
his
this is
his Barry
computerized.
White is again. These dreams are all things that sort of happen,
Mm-hmm.
and then they turn into dreams halfway through. Like, I think some of this happened.
Must have.
Perry White was wrong. It is 1938. Look, he's basically fighting Nazi soldiers there. But you're right, though, in terms of like seeing Batman completely, this is the first time. And
Yeah.
it's a dream. So
No,
it doesn't count.
for Christ's sake.
But remember when he
Oh, man.
scuttled across the roof like a cockroach or a spider?
Mm-hmm.
Again, not a bat.
Oh, no. Wait, this has to be added. The fucking...
The bug people?
Yeah.
Are we in a Star Wars prequel?
I take everything back about having liked it.
The last thing this movie
I
needs.
guess I was impressed by the
people.
one take of it all, you know? It's a lot of...
But doesn't adding CGI bug people automatically cancel out the one take? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
like it's like no editing, lots of editing.
Yeah, right.
So did he start to dream? No, the bug people must be a dream too.
They have to be.
Who are they talking
Who?
about? Lois Lane? No.
What the fuck? Who the hell is this?
It's the Flash, isn't it?
No. Oh, double
That was
dream.
another dream. Double dream. But I assume that comes back somewhere. Or maybe not.
The decryption complete. The dream was just long enough.
I love those decryption dreams. They just make everything go so fast. I'd love it if they CGI'd Richard Pryor into the scene of like, the mail boy going through. He's like, just him reacting to his millions. It's wishful thinking. Nothing that good exists in this movie.
Where's all his shiv wounds?
That's why it's good shivving. He didn't even leave a mark. Apparently that was a thing. At some point they thought the white Portuguese was a man. I don't remember that, but okay.
Okay.
All this surveillance stuff is basically the Dark Knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it occurred to me at this point that they kind of amalgamated Alfred and Lucius Fox into the Jeremy Irons character.
Mm-hmm. No.
Didn't need to say 2 years ago there. You just say,
right.
He brought the war to us. We all remember. It's 2 years ago. Recent memory.
If there's a 1% chance that he could become our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute. Okay.
Once again, this movie is produced by Stephen Munchin.
Oh my gosh. This is what this movie hinges on.
Do you know that Christopher Nolan is the executive producer of this movie?
Oh, I did not know that.
That makes
me sad.
I bet they had to give him that because they steal so much of his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that surveillance wall is just all Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm. Man, we are barely an hour into this movie. I can't believe we have an hour and 45 minutes left.
God, he really likes to lay it on thick with the crying kids and the widows and the.
Wait, is this a Metropolis problem? People in Metropolis don't like the Batman? So Metropolis prisoners kill bat branded guys?
And this is
Could all of this have been solved if Gotham City won the football game?
That's great. I love everything Lawrence Fishburne does in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Just like him go, where does he go? Where does he go? I love the fact that like Perry White is onto him. Again,
right, yeah.
Actually, it's probably Lawrence Fishburne, let's face it.
Yeah.
Those lines are too good to not be improvs, given the rest of the dialogue.
Given what the rest of the dialogue, like the dialogue we just heard Batman talking.
Where does he go?
Alfred about?
Yeah. See, that's the kind of interrogative quality I want from my superhero movies. Just like a gentle,
Well, and from an editor.
yeah, just like, but it's like, Clark Kent's never here when I need him.
Right.
Like, that's enough, isn't it? It's like to know that you're aware of these cliches without digging, poking them too much to the point where they become untenable, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me. The world seems to think differently. And that's just Dark Knight
Yeah,
on the
totally.
spire of a skyscraper. They had to pay Christopher Nolan off. I guarantee it. He would have come after them with his lawyers.
Nobody heard that?
And everything that we're about to see now is just a badly filmed version of the chase scene in The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
without a spotlight on the fucking Batmobile. Which I would say is essential. Can you see this Batmobile? I can't see this Batmobile.
Not yet.
Nope. No close-ups, no lighting on it. It's like the Batmobile is a crucial part of the mythology. It's not something you want to underlight, I don't think. We see more of that truck.
Man, that Batmobile looks like a tricked out Ferrari. I'd like to introduce you to our Ferrari tank edition.
Yeah, I was gonna say when it left the garage, it was a tank. Now it's a Ferrari. Is it even the same vehicle?
Ugh, what is going on?
Does it turn into like a sports car when you drive it? None of this is off the table.
No, yeah.
Because we haven't really seen what it looks like yet. Because for Zack Snyder, motion is more important than actually seeing what's on screen.
So by the way, we have another Batman that doesn't mind killing.
Oh, this one really doesn't mind killing.
Yeah.
He nearly kills Superman.
Right. By the way, a problem that could have easily been solved.
He's also, I think, this Batman likes punching more than the other Batmans, I think.
Yes.
We get a lot of bat punches.
A lot of bat punching. Bat fisticuffs.
I guess this counts as Batman stuff, right? I'm probably just
Of course it counts as Batman stuff, but...
No, I did say it was like 2.5 hours into the movie before he starts doing Batman shit. This is Batman shit. It's just shit.
Batman shit, for sure.
It's shit Batman shit. It's Batman shit, but you can't see it. Right?
He just went through a brick wall.
Uh-huh.
Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Is that guy with the rocket launcher still that evil guy?
That's the evil, the Omni the Omni guy, the Omni evil.
The desert guy, right? The double crosser. Oh, Snyder. God damn it.
I love the idea of like the Warner Brothers lawyer who's just like watching this movie through and just continually writing checks to Christopher Nolan. It's like, well, I guess we got to pay him for that and this fucking bit. It's like, can we make him an executive producer? It'd be a lot easier. I've got carpal tunnel here.
There's one thing that Batmobile couldn't go through.
Kal-El. Wait, so he has a signal already?
Right?
That's not been established. You can see Fredo's body at the bottom of that lake.
Yeah, right.
If you get close enough, with a little fishing hat on. Yeah, for a versus movie, for a V movie, we don't get much Batman versus Superman.
No, yeah.
I mean, that's a problem in a lot of these versus movies, but even like Freddy versus Jason's got a good hour of Freddy fighting Jason. So evil guy works for Lex. I think is this the scene where we find out?
Right. Nobody's
Yeah,
noticing
there.
a
Yeah, right.
black
He works.
bat bomb glowing red on the back of that truck.
We got a pocket full of kryptonite. Wouldn't be out of place if we just started singing the Spin Doctors right there.
It'd be great if this was a full-on musical like Cop Rock.
Oh, she's still schlepping that bullet.
Jesus Christ.
I don't want to see that bullet again.
We're almost an hour and a half in. The bullet won't go away.
Imagine like the publicity interviews or like the entertainment hosts are like, so tell me, Amy Adams, what do you do in this movie? Well, yeah. I carry a bullet around in a Ziploc.
Mostly it's me and a bullet.
That's it? That's what one of the most iconic characters in superhero movies does? Yeah, pretty much. Anything else? Nope.
No, not really.
Get rescued a couple of times, but it was my own fault for being there.
What a great bulletin. What a great bulletin for the news. Happening now. Doesn't really have a ring to it, like breaking news. Happening now.
Yes, you are.
Well, I have killed a bunch of people.
Yes, you are a killer. It was in the last scene of the last movie and the first scene of this one. You killed a bunch of people. Literally, the options are endless.
Wow. So, yeah.
I've never heard dialogue in a movie that gives you so many options.
Yeah.
If there's even a 1% chance he's our enemy, we've got to kill him.
You have to endure them talking shit about you, or you have to just quit being Superman.
Later on, Superman has a great one where he lays out the options to Batman as to what he can do next. And it's literally like multiple choice. He can... Or you can have a sandwich. Or you cannot have a sandwich. Or you can... I gotta say, everything that's coming up with the invasion of the Capitol building is eerily prescient.
Ooh.
Or would be if I didn't know Stephen Munchin was the producer. And I do wonder whether maybe this is where he got the idea and whispered in Trump's ear.
Isn't it Mnuchin?
Probably. I don't feel bad about getting his name wrong.
That's true.
Oh, fucking hell! She's
so
like,
let me get this straight. 2 minutes ago, she gave him the bullet in a bag.
A bullet in a bag.
And he's just giving it back with information.
And it would be great at that point if she's like, I don't want it back. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been carrying this around in my purse for literally days.
I wanted to get rid of
It's
it so
yours.
that
It's yours now.
they could start using me properly in this fucking story.
It's all yours. Check the wheel. Always got to check the wheelchair.
Gotta check the wheelchair,
because it's
people.
probably got an evil bomb in it. You know. Wow.
Soledad O'Brien, Jesus Christ.
As we now know, the Capitol security guards are not going to question a white guy whether he's in a wheelchair or not.
Right.
Come on through, sir. Got a bomb? Well, you're white, so that's okay.
Yeah, we're always constantly running stories, but with one anonymous source.
With that omnipresent bad guy, they also save money on non-speaking extras too.
Yeah.
It's Jar Jar Binks. When he said senator, then I got a real Jar Jar Binks vibe. Looky.
Oh, the way he says Kentucky, too.
Kentucky. Jesse, I want you to play this scene like a chicken.
I am your ghost. Why is this guy mad at Bruce?
Because he... yeah.
All Bruce Wayne did was lift the iron thing off your legs.
All the excitement of rolling news, but much slower from multiple viewpoints.
Right.
God, she's even dressed like AOC.
Mm-hmm.
It's creepy. It's really creepy. I don't like knowing that Stephen Mnuchin made this movie.
Yeah, that's a bother.
Because then you can't help but read.
It's not like this movie needs more reasons for it to be disliked.
I mean, it's just his money, but still.
Yeah, but there seems to be...
There seems to be more.
Yeah.
When you have someone from the Trump administration in a movie whose major set piece is the explosion of the Capitol building,
yeah,
you can connect the dots. Superman, illegal alien. That's this movie all over.
You see that guy?
What? Yeah.
No alien picture on his forehead.
Uh-huh.
Hello, dumb humans. Do you miss the red underwear?
I miss like a lighter blue on his.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it kind of looks, like it got mixed up with something in the wash.
Kind of swallowed truth there.
And this is a callback. She says something about piss and peach tea.
Mm-hmm. She's doing more deducing than anybody else in the building.
So his assistant's just going to sacrifice herself then.
Is that right? Because I don't
Or
remember.
does she not know?
If she gets out of the building or not.
She can't. It's going to go any second. That's why you don't let disabled people in your building. The worst part of this is Kiefer Sutherland's going to be the president. I am the designated survivor. Yeah, you asked a really good question about why that guy was mad at Bruce. Here's the reason. You let your family die. How was he supposed to preemptively stop Superman
from battling Zod?
Right. Unless everyone just knows he's Batman, which again is a possibility. No one ever calls him Batman. They always call him Bruce.
Right. I don't think anybody.
Well, this scene is hard to watch.
Yeah, right.
We were like a few months out of an actual coup on the Capitol where people died.
Just back up a little bit.
The EMT is like, he's like the guy in. It's a callback, isn't it, to the guy in Superman 3? It's like, well, if you'd have been here 2 minutes ago,
yeah,
we wouldn't have needed EMTs.
Don't worry, we solved it. Thanks, though.
Because humans are fickle pieces of shit. That's what we know from all Superman movies. I guess this is on message, if nothing else. Why does he have to take off like a rocket?
Yeah.
I don't believe this Alfred chops wood. He's a German techno musician. He doesn't chop wood.
I got the wood.
I got the fucking wood, all right? Where's the whiskey? Don't kill Fredo! Yeah, I was gonna. I'd look at that screen that says that the government's been destroyed, like before you look at the piece of paper on the table.
Just a thought. We're halfway through, friends.
So how?
Okay, halfway.
When you have that big surveillance wall, why do you need CNN? Anyway. Because that CNN would seem slow to the mark if you already had like surveillance everywhere at all times. So Superman, was that Superman or was that Batman?
That looked like Superman. No?
Why would Superman steal something from LexCorp?
That's true. Must have been Batman.
Oh yeah, because Bruce Wayne's not at his house. not at his lake house. So that must mean
He's not there to commend the wood getting.
so he knows, okay, because he know right.
Yeah.
Okay. He knows it's just you know what it is? It's because there's so much that goes on between two pieces of the same storyline. That's like,
Yeah.
every time we get somewhere in the story, we get 10 minutes of Lois Lane and a bullet. And I forget what just happened.
Yeah. It's hard to piece them together.
There's conservatively 5 movies going on here at once.
I do not like him calling her low.
I'm afraid I didn't see it because I wasn't looking. It's like the punchline to a joke that fell flat before you even gave the punchline.
Right. That's a, well, you had to be there.
Not the people who just died in the Capitol, but
others.
There's still some people out there you haven't killed. Not many. In your, like, 4 9/11s. Why does he take off like a rocket? Why would he make, like, rocket noises?
It would have made the end of that scene as if it blew her back into the apartment. It's like, that fucking asshole.
And then Clark came through the front door and it was the double date sequence from Superman 4.
Well, it's good to know the aliens run on fingerprint technology. Same as us. I forget. Does Zod become Brainiac? The creature at the end, or
is that supposed to be Brainiac? The egg monster thing?
I don't know. Maybe not.
He sort of looks a little bit like the egg monster. It's definitely made with his, like, DNA or whatever.
Yeah, DNA. Okay.
Like in Alien Resurrection, when it's kind of got that alien's got a bit of Ripley in it.
Yes, I would.
It would be great if he went, no. I mean, yes. I'm surprised anyone can understand what Luther's saying. Oh, here we go. Training for a montage.
Just practicing my tire beatings.
It's now this is what I describe as some kind of training montage, in that he's already in shape. He doesn't need to transform into anything.
Right.
And we also don't know what he's training for exactly, right? Like, there's no ultimate goal.
Just to beat up Superman.
But he was doing that anyway.
Right.
And he's just like, I gotta stay ripped. It's like when you see the Rocky sequences, you're not like, it's like, I gotta keep like this. I mean, it's true. Anyone who works out knows that she, like, when you
take 2 weeks off and it's gone.
Yeah, but I don't think that's how training montages work. Oh,
we're watching Wonder Woman.
We're watching HBO Max. Bruce Wayne's watching his favorite superhero movies on HBO Max. Wonder Woman, The Flash. Do we really need another distraction? Who knows? Like, yeah. This is her using an ATM. Literally no more exciting than that.
Recorded data of her face. Now we're going to get a little Wonder Woman music.
I wonder how much they paid Chris Pine for his photograph.
Right?
Because it's all alien themed, because I was about to talk about, in a minute we'll see Michael Shannon's full body cast.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that famous story of Michael Biehn halting work. There it is. Yep. There's Michael Biehn, whose character in Alien was killed off between the second and third movie. They were making a full body cast.
He said, knock that shit off.
Yeah, he found out about it and got his lawyers to stop it. But he accepted being a photograph in the movie. And he got paid like as much as he got paid for Aliens for that photograph. Wow. Yeah. So I'm saying Michael Shannon needs Michael Bihn's lawyers. Although he did get paid because he's in the credits.
What, he's going for Icarus?
Yeah, there's lots of gods and mythical superhero. It's something to say. It's something to fill up the time. There's no relevance. Luther's dialogue sounds like it was written by a Google quote generator.
Even for an evil genius, this is a bold plan. I'm going to use all the technology that I don't understand from another planet.
I mean, it does. It puts all the things that people complain about in Superman 2 into perspective. Like,
oh, America turned on Superman right quick.
There's the Scarecrow as well, hanging from the hanging from that effigy. It's the Scarecrow. So here's a question: how much time per year do news anchors for cable stations spend on doing cameos for blockbuster movies?
Right.
This is another be careful what you wish for, because it's like, how does Superman get to the North Pole? It's like, well, now we're just watching him walk to the... like, actually, I didn't need to know that.
Maybe by the one guy who was missing, Lex Luthor. Just a thought. The guy was supposed to be there, but wasn't. Just talking out loud.
To be fair, Jesse Eisenberg is playing him as the kind of guy who would not be where he's supposed to be.
True.
Not that that's an excuse.
I hope Superman and Batman become friends just in time to take on whatever beast he's creating. Wonder if that'll happen in a fucking hour.
But what an hour. But what an hour. Look at how well paced this scene of her walking around the apartment is.
Right.
You know this is a tight movie. We don't spend 1 minute longer looking at what she's looking at an orange now.
Yeah.
Why is she looking at an orange? Someone
giving her an idea.
This really is the Godfather. Someone's about to die.
I got to bet it. What, did she just say what you said?
Oh, it was a Godfather reference. Wow.
Wow.
It reminds me of that great John Oliver segment about how much people on business cable news stations talk about The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, people on CNBC like exactly the kind of movies you think they would. And I kind of feel it's like, yep, of course Zack Snyder likes the Godfather movies. Because they're a good version of what he tries to do. Oh, look who it is.
Oh, no.
It's the postman.
The postman. Dead Dad, what the hell are you doing here?
This is clearly where Rise of Skywalker got the idea for bringing back Han Solo. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's also nice of Kevin Costner to let them use his audition scene for Yellowstone in the movie. He's like pure Yellowstone here. You watch that show, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
What do you think? What do you think about Kevin Costner as a badass? Does it work?
I very much like him as the sort of anti-hero villain in that show.
Yes, this is the watch along where there's time to talk about Yellowstone.
Did he say ate my hero cake? Oh my God, Jesus.
It is exactly that scene from The Rise of Skywalker. And I don't know who I blame more. Them for doing it or J.J. Abrams for stealing it?
Mm-hmm.
No one comes out well.
Nope. Because if I'm not mistaken, you're dead, which means I'm having a psychotic break right now.
Except I could go a bit further in the North Pole and see a hologram of my actual dad, but I'll stick with this. He's Russell Crowe, and I just don't want to deal with it.
And just a bit much.
I don't want to deal with him having him in the movie when I don't need to have him in the movie. That's another crossover with the original Superman, that they didn't bring Russell Crowe back for the second movie.
Right.
A la Marlon Brando. Depending on whose cut you watch.
Right.
He's in the Donna cut for sure. It's big head. It's good information. Thanks for that, Batman.
Yep. Oh, that explains how you're Batman. I get it. He hunts criminals.
Oh, it already fell. It fell as soon as they cast you and Ben in the fucking movie. Nancy Grace.
Seriously, they gather everyone from CNN, Fox, Court TV. No stone is left unturned.
It's funny, like
they're all in the movie.
I like the irony of like getting Nancy Grace to be your news bad guy, basically. But the fact that you can get Nancy Grace in the first place means that you're on the wrong side of history. The fact that
what's Mom's commute, by the way? Because she goes from farm to the city.
Does she work in a diner? I am Groot. Don't you think he looks like Groot in that bat suit? He doesn't look like a bat. Anything but.
Anything but.
Well, this is a design they'll clearly stick with for more than 20 minutes. when it outdoes its welcome.
This'll piss him off.
Yeah. You see this, like, if you forgot that scene where he said, "Don't respond to your signal," you'd think this was the first time he put his signal out, the way that they're shooting it.
Right, right.
And it should be, because this is a reboot. We've not. It's relying on our knowledge of everything Batman. Right. That's got to be it. Like, you wouldn't even know Alfred was his butler.
Who the hell is he talking to?
Omni bad guy.
Yeah.
Omni villain. I'm gonna start a business called Omni Villain. Need a bad guy where you are. Hey.
So I don't understand. Was Lex Luthor? Did Lex Luthor know that Batman was going to try to destroy Superman? I mean, before Batman stole his kryptonite.
It's the only thing that makes sense. I think he was like. Again, I might be making more sense of this than it makes, but I think up to a point his plan was to Blofeld like set Batman and Superman against each other to get rid of them both.
Right.
So they destroy each other. But there's no dialogue or scene that speaks to that. That's the problem.
Right. Okay, so
but his plans
just so we're clear, by the way, we are what looks like clearly heading to what should be a final battle, which we both know is not the final battle, but there's an hour and 10 minutes left in this fucking movie.
I guess in the theater you wouldn't know that, right? That's the awful part.
Yeah.
She looks like she could tap him on the shoulder and he would fall
and he would fall over.
And I find it hard to believe that he is the danger here to her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, she's no Margot Kidder, but she could get a good heel kick on him, I think.
Right.
She's no Margot Kidder.
Jeez, I've proven what you've done.
I feel like this movie should have an in memoriam for all the actors' performances that were dishonored. It should be like it should have like Lois Lane's death.
You know, when actors started apologizing for being in Woody Allen movies and donating their fees.
Yeah.
I think people are going to start doing that for this movie. I apologize for being in this movie.
I mean, the big problem is how iconic the people they're playing are, I think. Like, it's just something you can't fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And yet, aside from a few people who are obviously perfectly cast, like a handful of people, every character is massacred.
Right.
I mean, even the ones that played well are massacred, but
yeah, right.
Like, I still come out of this going, oh, I would watch Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White. I would watch Henry Cavill as Superman again.
I'd even watch, Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah, you could give. I'd give Ben Affleck a vehicle. You see, that to me, as an actor, when he keeps going like that in the middle of lines, that seems to me an actor who's like desperate, running out of ideas, doesn't know what to do, and he's doing this kind of verbal tick to try and cover the lack of content in his performance. Which is why I don't entirely exonerate Jesse Eisenberg. I get what you're saying about that he is a very specific persona.
Right.
And that when you sign on to that, you've got to expect it to come out like this. So that's the big no.
Right.
But within that no, there's a lot of little no's.
Well, yeah, it's indulgent. Like, it's just too indulgent is the problem.
Like, I don't think he's making the best of a bad job. I think he's
Right.
doubling down on the weaknesses of how the character's written and what he is as an actor too. Like, how is his Mark Zuckerberg less annoying than this? Like, how? Because Aaron Sorkin wrote it, right?
Right. Yeah, totally.
Basically. I don't watch Zombieland and want to smash his face in.
No, right.
There's God again. Coming up whenever we don't know what to say. Yeah, so this is where we find out it's all his plan, right?
Oh, he's got him now. He's brought Superman to his knees.
I'm going to say the last thing I want to see at this point in the movie is a middle-aged lady from Kansas bound and gagged.
Mm-hmm. Is he trying to get Superman to go there for Superman to die, though? Isn't Superman the bigger threat to him?
Well, we don't know yet about the egg monster, right? So I think the idea is either Batman or Superman wins. So you
Right.
knock out one of them.
And then the monster kills what's left?
And then Michael Shannon Egg Monster kills them.
Okay.
I think. But it's got that kind of like Skyfall quality about the plotting where every part of this plan needs to run like clockwork for it to be a setup. For it to work as a setup. And it's got that kind of feel about it. Like if one thing doesn't happen the way you want it to happen.
He is Superman. Why not just kill Lex Luthor where he stands right there?
Well, because he doesn't know where his mother is, I guess.
Yeah, but he could just fly around Kansas with his super hearing until he hears something unusual, unless they brought him here.
I'm going to give the movie. I'm going to give the movie credit and say that like in this point he needs Batman's fascist surveillance techniques, and that's why he's going to Batman.
All right.
This kind of does make more of a sense on a second viewing. I mean, I've seen this a few times.
All I'm saying is he's got 34 minutes to find her. Kill Lex Luthor. Oh my God. Got Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper. Yeah, there we are. Just watching Diana Prince go about her day.
Watch it. We're gonna watch her watch news. One of the 17 scenes of characters watching news in this movie.
Aside from, here we go. Here's where he gives all the options. You see, I feel like the screenwriter wrote 3 different lines of dialogue, asked someone to pick whichever one they wanted.
And they said all of them.
And that never happened.
Yeah.
Like that was, and it just ended up being.
It just stayed.
Yeah.
Now, off in a chair somewhere, Snyder was like, you know what we should do? Just use all of them.
I gotta say, it a lot of undermines some of the like urgency when a character in a movie goes, I've got to do X, and then
But
goes,
that
or
last
I
scene
could do,
was,
or I could do Y.
yeah. But that last scene, his last line there was all stolen from Nolan too. You know, stick around long enough to become the villain.
Hence why he is executive producer.
Right.
Think this movie couldn't get more fragmented?
Right.
Here we have Wonder Woman, who isn't even named in this movie, by the way, about to look at a bunch of other superheroes on
Yeah.
HBO Max. I guess, again, I'm trying to put myself outside of myself to understand why they put things in the movie. And I guess if you are like a comic book nuthead, this would be a favorite part of the movie, right?
Okay.
Where you're like, it's certainly up there for me. Watching surveillance footage of other superheroes. Okay, let's go
I like
to
that
this.
the Flash includes lightning.
Let's go to the Aquaman movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's that guy from Game of Thrones. He's great. I love him so much.
Oh yeah.
I love, probably, even though Wonder Woman is the only DC superhero movie of the recent batch that I thoroughly like.
Mm-hmm.
His entrance in Aquaman is probably my favorite moment from a DC superhero movie. His submarine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or he becomes a cyborg.
Yeah.
We're literally watching someone
Wow.
watch a movie about another superhero.
We're just wasting Joe Morton's time.
He's got a steakhouse to run, people. Is that Joe Morton? Am I right? Is there a Joe Morton steakhouse?
um you know what's funny is I totally understood what you were saying and clicked. Maybe
I
it's
ought to
not
call
Joe
them up, see if
Morton.
I can get any money out of them.
Yeah.
Hey, we mentioned you on a 4-hour watch along of Batman versus Boo. Oh, line went dead. I'm glad. I love how Lawrence Fishburne is dressed as well. That is a great bow tie.
I was just gonna say that Lawrence Fishburne can really make a bow tie work.
I'd love to see a movie that was just Lawrence Fishburne's Perry White versus, oh, I'm blanking on the name, Spider-Man. Get me pictures of Spider-Man. What's his name?
Yeah.
What's the name of the actor?
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh. They really know how to cast the editors. I agree. I don't like what this movie's doing sonically now either.
Yeah.
I can see you wincing at it. And I agree.
It's literally just talk for 60 seconds and it's over.
I feel like my oh
I might have bit off more than I could chew here.
So this is as close as we get to Batman versus Superman. But the intention of the scene is not Batman versus Superman. It's Batman's attacking Superman. Superman's trying to talk Batman round.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. Like, Freddy never tries to reason with Jason. Predator doesn't try and get him to rescue his mother.
Yeah, Predator doesn't say, "Hey, alien, let's work together." You just gave Batman his second concussion. Third.
Whose name? I don't want to get all Mick Jagger, whose lips on the logo about this, but whose name is first in the title?
Oh, Batman. I don't know.
We're just Batman. It's Batman versus Superman. And this is
Batman. I thought you meant the actors, like in the credits.
No. And we're just watching him getting his ass kicked.
Right.
And we've not seen him do like triumph for anything. Oh, of course he's. Oh,
hey,
I got a bullet full of kryptonite. Yeah.
Not so smart now, are you, guy?
That kryptonite is like your kryptonite.
Breathe it in.
Breathe it in. You're the first. You're the last. My everything.
My turn.
They've got to have discussed this bat suit in the context of Iron Man, right?
What's that?
They've got to have discussed this bat suit in the context of Iron Man, right?
Yeah,
they've got to have said, like, we need an Iron Man version of the Batman suit.
If you'll just listen to me for 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Kryptonite wears off fast.
Quickly.
He's got a good curl. That's what I appreciate. That's how he like passes the curl test, I think. You got to have that Christopher Reeve curl.
Right.
Here we go. It's too much punching.
Uh-oh. Becoming Iron-like.
It's almost as if he's a Man of Steel.
Right. Now, I get that you're mad, but...
like Humphrey Bogart in a Jimmy Cagney movie in the 30s. No, I'll make a deal with you, see?
Yeah, right.
I was just kidding with you. I don't like hearing Batman go, oh. That was like a Tom Atkins move. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What do you think's in that gun? It's green. It's vaporous. It's kryptonite. Everything but the kitchen sink. and now the kitchen sink.
Oh my gosh.
That says it all about Zack Snyder's direction. Everything but the kitchen sink and then the
kitchen sink.
Oh. So kryptonite makes you look like a human? I didn't think that was the case.
Well, it can't be because it's not like he's bleeding.
But he's reacting to pain like a normal person.
So it's somewhere in between those two things.
Conveniently.
Yeah.
Oof.
You're telling me that piece of wood is going to hold that iron suit?
I'm going to throw you down a well like I once dreamt about falling down a well, I think. We're not sure.
Everything comes back to wells.
I think it was a dream. I don't remember. It's not clear enough.
We got a Jesus thing going on here.
We've had a lot of Jesus stuff going on. Not as actually Superman Returns is more Jesus-y,
I
think.
bet your parents taught you.
It's the only difference between them.
Right.
Is how they were raised.
That was a terrible lesson.
Or that might have been the movie Excalibur that we saw before they died.
Right.
Now, what could possibly stop Batman from just impaling Superman with that kryptonite stick?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be some incredible coincidence
Right.
for him to be able to stop
You know,
Batman.
like a name.
Like a name. Could it be that they have the same birthday? Why did you say that name? You can do all the flashbacks you want. It's just a coincidence.
Oh, boy.
They might as well have had the same birthday.
Did your mom die by losing her pearls as well?
Why did you say that common name when our parents were young?
Yeah, we've already seen this scene.
And not just in this movie either.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, it's a ridiculous plot point. But even the idea that Batman would get angry if he mentioned his mother's name. I mean,
yeah, right.
They could have, like, they need to color it with something like, you know, it's like a your mama joke or something. You know? That's the only way that, well, no, it's not the only way it would make sense, but it would be better.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what did you say about my mom?
Oh, after all that, you're just throwing it away.
It's like, oh, I wasn't serious. Just because
Yeah.
I had that kryptonite stick 2 inches from your heart.
This movie's only missing him saying, I've made a terrible mistake.
I'm not confident that it does not.
Yeah, you're right. It could be coming up.
And then why does he suddenly get motivated to save his mother? Just because he's an orphan?
How about
Again,
I find my mom?
again, I can buy just about buy that would make him stop, even though it's a ridiculous coincidence.
Yeah.
But for him then to go like, now all I want to do is save the mother who I was about to orphan
Right,
by
exactly.
killing you.
Yeah.
But that's all I want to do now. Correct.
Exactly
Correct.
right.
And we don't deserve you either.
I mean, he goes from about to kill to now we're teaming up so quickly. It's the only thing that happens quickly in this entire movie.
Is is the only thing is the thing that you need some elaboration on.
Right. And he got out of the iron suit pretty quickly there.
I mean, I'm sure this has been said by 1,000 internet trolls before, but it doesn't change anything.
Was he wearing the cowl he has on now underneath the iron?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
Yeah, we're back to the original bat suit.
Yeah.
Like even this movie talked itself out of its redesign. Alfred is flying the plane. Why don't you fly your own fucking plane, Bruce?
Yeah, right?
You're apparently Batman. It's like my arms are tired. I've been working out so much. I can't even hold I can't hold the joystick. My arm's like a dead weight. I punched Superman too many times. Why are none of these people
just killing Martha, by the way? Calling it a day?
I don't know why I'm defending this movie, but technically they have to keep her alive to make Superman do what they need him to do.
Gotcha.
What that is,
what?
I'm not clear on. See, this is what I count as Batman shit.
Yeah.
And you can see it happening, which is a plus.
For once.
Actually, you can't see it well. I take it back. It's lit better than anything has been, but it's still not what I would call lit.
Agreed. Uh-oh. Now that's strong.
Mr. Jennifer Garner strong. Yeah, this is great. I'll watch a whole fucking movie of this. Right?
I think this is the one I was thinking of, where I was like, this is better.
It's like, it's it's cool. The violence is well staged. The kind of over dynamic direction actually fits this scene.
Right.
Unlike every other scene in the movie where it is also used. Put this on a loop. That should have been the ultimate edition. Just this scene.
3 hours of this.
Yeah. Like basically like Old Boy, but it's Batman.
Right. Did he just Stallone Last Blood him?
Hey, well, he was Stalloned. He was also Stalloned by Superman earlier in the movie's one of the movie's dream sequences. Right. Dream sequence number 3.
One of the movie's many dream sequences.
I'm gonna say without recounting 3. Dream sequence 3. 3.5. I'm just surprised you speak.
Yeah, right?
You speak in the entire movie.
You're still an under 5.
Under 5. He's got to be getting to scale for all that stunt work, though, right?
Let's hope.
That's a good line.
Did he say a friend of your son's?
I'm a friend of yours. It's okay, I'm a friend of your son's.
For the last 12 minutes.
That's a good scene. I'm going to say that is an entirely good scene. That's the first.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And even the button, it's okay, I'm a friend of your son's, kind of works. I mean,
Luthor.
I wish we weren't in this situation, but
right. Lex Luthor and his fucking kitchen timer.
I like that he has an egg timer, and then the monster comes out of an egg. Like, oh, my egg monster's done. Like is a strong word. It's funny. If he were if he were Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck, that would be funny. You know, there's literally no time other than when I watched this movie that I wish Gene Hackman wasn't still with us.
Yeah.
I don't want him to have to see this. I hope that his retirement is like sans media.
The devil will do it.
Yeah, we're introducing our main villain, and we are
right.
2 hours 21 into the movie.
2 hours 21 minutes in.
That's what makes me think.
Which means, by the way, everyone, we still have 39 fucking minutes left. No, wait, it's more than just 3 hours, so it's like 41 minutes, right?
It's only a couple of minutes over 3 hours. I get real Alien Resurrection vibes from this.
Oh my God, I was just going to say the same thing. Literally just floating on my brain and on the tip of my tongue when you said that.
Which, as I understand,
that is not a good thing. That is not a good thing.
And I was going to say that too. I'm going to say it's like one of the most famous alien misfires.
Yeah.
In blockbuster cinema.
Right.
It's kind of repeated wholesale here. With the difference being it looks a little bit like Michael Shannon. And I like Michael Shannon, but not that much.
Mm-hmm. What would possibly make Lex Luthor think that this creature would listen to him?
Well, maybe he saw Alien Resurrection and he thought it would be like, you know, because it has his DNA. It's the same. It's exactly the same storyline.
Yeah, it is.
There are some good things in Alien Resurrection. There are more good things in Alien Resurrection than there are in this movie. Just for context. Just for context. I don't want to shit on another movie just because this movie stole its ideas. I'll save that for The Rise of Skywalker, which I'm happy to shit on.
No, more cancer.
Also, what are we on, like 9/11 number 5 now in terms of disasters? Anderson Cooper is the president?
No, you had the president followed by news footage.
Okay.
The president stopped talking to listen to Anderson Cooper.
They probably should have tried to differentiate those voices.
Right.
For you know, I'm no audio engineer, but
oh, that's straight out of Nolan's.
Which one? The Bat plane?
Yeah,
I agree. I just don't know what you're referring to specifically. I know you're right.
Specifically referring to Matthew Modine looking at a bat plane with lights floating above him.
I forgot about that. Yeah. You're right. Again, we're on a plane with Diana Prince as if she's any part of this movie.
She's in this movie.
Yeah. I learn more about what Diana Prince does on a daily basis than Bruce Wayne.
Right.
We see her going to the ATM, getting on a plane, going shopping, going to an event.
Is that an EMP blast?
Feels like
Was that an
right?
EMP fart?
I'm leaving this movie.
I'm out of
and
here.
I'm with you, gal. That's the good
Yeah,
thing.
just put them into outer space. Call it a day.
I know you always get on me about defending Superman 4 Quest for Peace too much, but I just want to say if that was if that was still canon, the next scene wouldn't be an issue. Okay? We would the Earth wouldn't have nuclear weapons to fire. Okay?
True.
And we have that movie to thank. They're all in a big net in the sun.
In the sun.
What that net's made of, we still don't know.
What are they launching a missile at them?
Yeah.
Because that's easy to do.
But the idea is gonna take both of them out, right?
Only it's not. It's not taking out Superman.
I think they might be warming us up to the idea that Superman's gonna die. Just a feeling. I'm tired of this nearly killing a character and then killing them routine that a lot of modern movie screenplays do. It's like, just kill them or don't. Don't waste my time.
And let's just let the nuclear fallout rain down on the city. More cancer.
If Perry White were keeping up with this, questioning the logic of the movie, he'd be like, how do we all not have cancer?
Yeah, right.
I've been through like 5 of these. And where's Clark Kent? I'm gonna fire that nerd. I'm gonna fire that glasses wearing man. Even though I also wear glasses. They made a point there of saying that it hit somewhere that was uninhabited.
Strikers Island.
Right. Oh, that's not uninhabited. Bunch of prisoners there. They don't count because Stephen Munchin produced the movie.
Right.
They're not human. That's what we think in the Trump administration. How do you feel about this? Look upon the end of your movie.
I'm saying we're fucked.
Hello? Is that Anderson Cooper? What's he saying? I don't get CNN.
Uh-oh.
Did they ever cast the president in these movies? Do you ever remember a president? I forgot this wasn't a Marvel movie for a second, and I thought that was Gary Shandling. Because he's the president in the Marvel movies, right? I love the unaddressed irony of Batman being sad about Superman dying.
Right.
And then saying, but we can kill the guy who killed him with the thing I was going to kill
with
Superman
the thing I was going to kill Superman with.
What is wrong with this thought process?
Oh, wow.
Do we know why he comes back to life?
Soaking up the sun.
Oh, it's the sun, because it gives him
Right?
his power.
Yeah.
Then why didn't they just float his, spoiler alert, dead body up into space next time? Drop it off on a rocket.
Batman survives a lot in this movie.
And every piece of technology has brakes.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's something they inherited from the Nolan movies too.
Right.
So I don't feel like his stuff breaks in the Burton Schumacher ones as easily as it does. I am here to upstage your movie.
I'm here to make something happen that's interesting.
I think it would be amazing / horrifying if at this moment they choose like this supercut of the movie includes the entirety of Wonder Woman done as a flashback.
Right.
But who are you? Let me tell you. Whole of Wonder Woman, we go back to this.
Head back to here.
Like the Godfather Saga version of the DC. Or what's that? The Star Wars prequel cut. What's it called? The Batman shit. You had one job. Let me tell you about it. I like that. I'd like it a lot more if this was the first time we'd seen her and we hadn't watched her at an ATM.
Well, and if it was also not plainly obvious that he sent her an email with superhero shit. What is Batman just playing his cards close to his vest?
I'm trying to think of like someone who'd never seen this movie before, and Wonder Woman just appeared out of the rubble. They'd be like, you know what? I thought about leaving the theater so many times, but if I did, I wouldn't have seen that, and it would have almost made it worthwhile.
Yeah.
But only if she appears for the first time then. I say kneecapping him.
Yeah. She's trying to cut Achilles tendons.
I don't know if the movie knows it, but it's very clear that she's going to make old hat of these guys. Financially and artistically.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Batman's just off to the side watching these superheroes. They're pretty good.
What is Lois Lane's plan here?
Yeah.
Beyond getting herself into a situation where she needs to be rescued again?
That sounds like Lois trapped underwater.
And I don't want to sound all internet troll about this, but if he can hear that, can't he hear his mother crying for help?
Right.
Someone he's like, well, not biologically attuned to, but attuned
You
to
should
by
give her
nurture.
CPR here, but because he's Superman, he blows too hard and explodes her lungs.
He just gives her a date rape kiss and she forgets everything. Oh shit, that was the date rape. That was the date rape setting. Clark! Oh no, here we go. Snyder likes to keep it all moving, doesn't he? Like
Yeah.
At the expense of visual coherence or lighting.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right? It's more important that things are moving. I tell you, Man of Steel was on TNT yesterday, and I tried to watch it on what I thought was a fairly new TV, and I was getting motion sickness because he must move the camera too much for most televisions to handle the movement. Because it was like it was literally like watching that Rolling Stones video, that Like a Rolling Stone cover video where everyone's glitching. It was like that. So it's a real problem. If that's what it looked like on my relatively new smart TV,
yeah,
it's going to be fucking up a lot of people's viewing experiences.
Well played.
You know what else I like? She's got no baggage. These other guys are just pure baggage, right? I mean, I don't know if that's the point. That might be the point. And we know she does have a complicated backstory.
I was going to say, we know there is baggage. We just don't know it yet.
And she's not wearing it on a, she's not wearing it on her shoulders. Like
no chip on her shoulder. Right.
Because she has a job to do. She's a superhero.
Right.
I would have also liked it if she was the one who stopped them fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And basically said, like, this is just one big pissing contest. We need to fight the big egg thing.
Calm down, stupid boys.
Yeah. And I feel they didn't want to be that. They didn't want to make that kind of gender statement that, the outrageous claim that women probably handle conflict better.
Right.
That we all know is true. Maybe Mnuchin.
Yeah.
Put the kibosh on that storyline. Yeah. Yep, kill Superman in a second movie. What a good idea. What could go wrong with that? It's not like we're going to have to spend the half of the next one dealing with getting him back to life.
Yeah.
Do you think that they were thinking...
I don't think thinking took a...
I'll just end it there. Hold. Do you think that they were thinking? Your answer is no. Do you think that they were thinking, okay, Superman 1, Superman 2, let's stop it before it gets to Superman 3 and Superman 4, where we have to bring in Kevin Hart? Or... Well,
that's the thing though, is they had that first Superman movie, and then they tried to shift into like the larger universe. You get Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 before we're into the Avengers. You know what I mean?
It's almost as if Jon Favreau is the only person who knows what he's doing when it comes to franchises in the world. Hey, Star Wars, here are all your problems solved. Hey, fixed Marvel, here are all your problems solved.
Yeah. we're gonna make T-shirts that say "Consult John Favreau" first.
Have you got a franchise that doesn't know where to go next? Call John Favreau.
Da, 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 da. So it's a concern for me because this is the moment. Did he just blink? This is the moment where we're all supposed to be crying and nobody cares.
Even without the knowledge that he's not really dead,
Right.
nobody cares.
Right.
I love that. I love that. Wonder Woman and Lois Lane are looking at each other, but the actors are looking at each other as, I can't remember if I've met you before in the script. We filmed so much of this garbage and none of it made sense. We may have met. And they're just like, let's just keep it as ambivalent as we can. Were you surprised that he was resurrected?
No.
No. I think I was a little bit. Really? I don't think they knew when they did that they were going to resurrect him.
Don't we see the? Doesn't this movie end with the dirt moving?
You're right. But that isn't what brings him back to life anyway.
Wait, what was that creature?
Was
he building another one?
Let me quote from my notes. What is the devil guy supposed to represent? That's what I wrote at the time. However, I think yesterday when I was watching Man of Steel, that's like a Krypton type of person.
Get rid of that fucking hair.
Because this is all Lex Luthor's origin story. We're clearly going to go with him as a character from now on. It's not like he's just going to be a cameo in one of the next movies. Now, you'd think at this point he would put it together, right? If he's already suspicious about Clark Kent's whereabouts. Read your own paper, Perry.
Yeah.
They should do literally an animation thing where they put he folds back the headline and he puts Superman's face over Clark Kent's face, draws a pair of glasses on Superman
Kennedy dead.
You really fucked up that headline. Let's go with Kennedy dead. I don't think it really catches the gravity of what just happened. That's the point. I'm an ironic publisher.
See, now look where they are right now. Where does Martha go to work?
She takes that North by Northwest rural bus.
Yeah.
Just to dodge crop dusting bullet planes.
Looked like everybody brought over their favorite burnt casserole.
You know what I also thought would be a great addition for those of us who love Superman movies, is to have Lana Lang and Brad.
Right, yeah.
Brad getting drunk at the funeral.
Is Perry there to say goodbye to Clark, who died on the same day as Superman? Still haven't put it together?
Right. I also have questions about who's in what casket.
Mm-hmm.
Or what is in what casket. And because then your cover-up is including lots of people like the government and the funeral directors would need to be in on the con.
I wonder if there's a bullet inside of that thing with
Side
the
of the
clues,
envelope.
with the clues to a great story.
It's like some sort of Kafka-esque mystery that Lois Lane keeps getting sent a bullet and has to cart it around town saying, do you know what this bullet is? Do you know what this bullet is? The Bullet Mysteries with Lois Lane.
Oh, fucking great.
He got that diamond from a coal mine. The one that Richard Pryor works at.
Oh, Superman's Scottish.
I know. Aside from being an alien, I don't think he's Scots-Irish. It's even more of a stretch than him having played football in Florida, right? From Superman 4.
Yeah, right.
I'd love it if one of those Webco threshers just cut through the funeral procession.
Yeah. Running over a dog.
Ross Webster, like, where are my socks?
So you're right. Like, what's in what coffin?
In order to continue the subterfuge, you'd have to do a Michael Shannon style
Right.
body cast of Henry Cavill and put it in one of the coffins, right? Oh no, except you'd only need one, because there's nothing in Superman's coffin, right? Because oh no, but there was a body. Yeah.
I don't know.
Superman's buried in the Blu-ray anniversary edition case of the Christopher Reeve Superman trilogy.
Why does he get the flag? Why does the senator get the flag?
Is that a senator?
Wasn't he a senator?
Isn't that the president? Who's the president? What year is it?
I don't think we're seeing the president. We just hear him on the phone once.
Is this guy Man of Steel? That's a good sequel type question. Because he feels like he should. They introduce him as if we've seen him before.
Good question.
He could have been in Man of Steel. That Smallville Vic goes on for fucking hours, it seems.
Well, not to mention the beginning on Krypton. That's a half hour.
And they go back, and they basically go back to Krypton when they do all the hologram shit. Anonymous donor.
Anonymous donor.
It's a very clumsy way to say that Bruce paid for the funeral.
Right.
As if like when you're like, as if like the orphan mother of the person who's in the casket is like, I gotta get my checkbook and go pay the funeral director after the service. It's like
after the service is when
they'll
you
wait
do that.
until after the reception.
Right.
Not monsters. There's like a guy in a black suit going, come on, you're not leaving the cemetery till we get our money.
Mm-hmm.
I know about you, Kents. Oh, he said.
Okay.
It was an empty box. Okay.
Yeah, also tried to kill him.
It's not about you, Bruce. This is Clark Kent's funeral. It's not about you. That sounds like a good movie.
Remember when superhero movies included humor?
That's the other big thing about this. It's like
just like so little of it.
Fun. Oh, not even humor, just
fun. Right.
Doesn't even have to be jokes. I'm not confident you're going to rebuild. You've had like 5
Yeah, by the
9/11s
way,
in the
a
space
lesson
of a
you
few
could have
months.
learned, a lesson you didn't learn after the first Superman movie, mister. So why don't you shut up?
Yeah. I mean, in the real world, we're still reeling from 9/11, and that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while before you get over your 7 disasters that happened in the space of a few months. Ugh, it's all about you. Yeah, because there's no logical reason why there'd be more aliens. Just a feeling.
Just a feeling.
Although I'd like to get your read on what this scene means. Oh, I know it's a setup for Batman, but if the warden was Gene Hackman and he just kicked the shit out of him.
Oh.
Come here, you little pissant. Basically the sheriff from Unforgiven.
Right.
That would have been a great cameo. Writing another check to Christopher Nolan just for that lighting effect. No, wait a minute. You're not my superhero nemesis. I'm not the Riddler. Even though I end up the same way. Where the Riddler also is, so you can swap notes. He's like, there's a lot like you.
Maybe you'll become the Joker.
Well, apparently Batman and the Joker have already crossed paths, according to this movie.
Yeah.
So are they trying to imply that when he was talking to the devil guy, he was putting out a call to aliens to invade the Earth?
I don't know.
That's the only way I was able to make sense of like just, you know, him saying like,
oh man,
it's a bad performance. I mean,
he's chewing on those bars.
Those bars look delicious, I gotta say. I don't blame him for that, but hey, let's check that pizza. Let's make sure we scan that pizza. Why do we see takeout? I don't get it. In case you didn't remember that this movie has a god metaphor.
Yeah. Weren't all those the creatures from Bruce's nightmares, by the way?
Yes. Good. See, this movie does have motifs.
She's been holding that dirt a while.
I literally thought at that point that like some of Lucasfilm's effects just accidentally made it into the movie. Some like deleted scenes from Attack of the Clones just someone put the wrong JPEG file in.
Oh, that's great.
So you remembered this. I blacked it out.
Oh, really?
The dirt rising, yeah. Because I didn't.
It's one of the only visual references that seem to work. At least a little.
I just made me think, like, why? I don't know, like that you would. It seems like even for this film, that's stooping pretty low, right? So,
And so,
what do you think?
oh, it's terrible.
What kind of a terrible is it?
Truly terrible. I gotta plug in here. Hold.
Yes, that is Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice, that has taken the entire battery of Mike's laptop to watch. Yeah, it's. I think that's a perfect metaphor for this movie. It wears
really
down your battery. By the end of
wears
it,
you down completely.
You're like 2% in the red.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been in the red for a while. Jon Stewart as himself, everyone. How many himselves are there? Herself. Herself.
There's a herself, Dana Bash.
There you go. Soledad O'Brien, Carrie Birmingham.
Older goat herders.
Nancy Grace herself.
Aquaman
Fucking
himself.
herself.
Yeah. It's kind of irredeemable, really.
Yeah, it's just not good.
And you made the point about that, Marvel did like focal superhero movies before they started doing the Avengers, and there's no focal superhero here.
No, yeah.
And it could have been just Batman and Superman, but it's the Dawn of Justice bit, I think, that gets them into trouble. Because then you have to deal with 3 other superheroes, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, not that they deal with, Aquaman or Flash or whatever the Cyborg is very much. Is that his name? Cyborg is Cyborg?
Cyborg is his name, I believe, yes.
Okay.
Just so we don't get angry letters.
Yeah.
Well, I think that ship may have sailed. You think there are people who like this movie? I mean, I don't know anyone who thinks this was a good idea.
I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are defenders of this movie. I'd like to think they're all 12 years old, but I fear that might not be the case.
This is because I have a theory about Zack Snyder that he's the film director equivalent of the guy who gets caught like propositioning women on the internet and then claims he's been hacked. Because pretty much all his big studio movies are terrible. And then he comes out afterwards and says the studio butchered it.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going to do a cut of the movie that'll
be genius.
And if this is his idea of saving a movie,
of saving this movie,
did you hear this amazingly fake story that came out about HBO Max accidentally leaking Justice League?
No.
The Justice League. So this was a news article last week sometime that of all things, some guy was watching Tom and Jerry the movie, which already I'm not like confident that this guy. Already, I'm not confident this guy is a reliable narrator.
Yeah, he's giving us the information. This person.
And he turned it on, and it was Zack Snyder's Justice League, his new cut that's supposed to be like show why this was a good movie that was butchered by the studio, but we all know is going to be shit in whatever version.
Right.
And he started watching it and said like, oh, I'm not I'm not a fan of these movies, but I saw this first 20 minutes. And of course, HBO realized their mistake after about 20 minutes and just, I don't know how you magically pull a movie from streaming, but they did. None of this story adds up.
No,
This
right.
is all a
Meaning
publicity
like
stunt.
what? Like it just stopped or it turned back
Yeah.
into Tom and Jerry?
Now that would be something. Like literally Henry Cavill morphed
Yeah,
into Jerry
right.
the Mouse and then did a dance with Gene Kelly. Yeah, so yeah, and so this guy was like, but I never liked these movies before, but having seen this, I'm definitely going to watch it now. Now,
Oh, come on.
everyone thinks that, I'm not the first person to say this story is fucking bullshit and clearly a
Yeah.
publicity stunt, but it just compounds that idea of like, this is how desperate you need to get to drum up this idea, because we've seen director's cuts of his movies and they're all fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, even you could go on Wikipedia now and you'll see like a film critic's review of the ultimate edition of this movie saying, and says what we're all thinking, which is no one liked this movie. Why would we want more of it? Like, why would we want 30 more minutes of this movie?
Yeah.
So
3 hours. Oh,
from
man.
2.5, I mean, that's bad enough. 2.5 is as
It's too
long
long.
as any of these movies should be. Well, Dark Knight's nearly 3 hours, right?
At least it's good. I like that movie.
I like that movie. We'll get there, but I like that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Dark Knight and this can't be included in the same category.
Right.
Like, not even the same.
No.
Universe.
Special thanks, Frank Miller.
Please don't sue us.
We are allowing us to
Frank
butcher.
Miller, we are sending you a check. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just spin. I think it's just like studio spin that this movie is referred to as divisive, because I don't know anyone who likes it. I've never heard of anyone defending it in any shape or form.
They shouldn't. Tell you that much.
I think, and you on the How Dare You podcast, you've talked before about famously terrible movies that unjustly have that reputation.
Right.
This completely justifies all the bad things anyone's ever said.
Yeah.
Now look at the production company that made this movie, and you tell me if there is a better fit. Cruel and Unusual Films.
Cruel and Unusual Films. Wow. That's great.
I was gonna say that this movie's not just bad; it's cruel and unusual.
Yeah. Like, if you showed it on a loop to people on death row, a judge would say, "Come on now."
I mean, I think I've gone back to something that you've said before, which is about you're in trouble just from
something
the
brilliant.
Yeah, it was actually, because when you're in trouble just from the title.
Yeah, right.
Because I mean, even before you add the Ultimate Edition to the mix,
right? You had a second colon. You're like,
and a
Jesus.
versus dot, like a versus period.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, there's already too much punctuation even before you add the Ultimate Edition part of the
equation, right?
And this, this was the death knell for this iteration of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
This iteration of Superman.
Well, that's the other thing is, just going back to punctuation and stuff. This isn't even verses. It's just Batman v Superman, right?
All right. There you go. You're absolutely right.
Ugh, God.
I mean, yeah, Freddy versus Jason is versus, right?
Yeah.
AVP. I mean, they abbreviate it for the sequel, don't they? They say AVP 2 Requiem. But the original one is Alien versus Predator, I think.
Correct.
Yeah, it's something else. I mean, what Wonder Woman, Wonder
Dawn
Woman
of Justice is a special kind of justice. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's like, what is that? And that means like, and I referred to it during the watch along that you know, the 20-minute cartoon Batman Beleaguered, which you can watch on Netflix. You don't even need to have HBO Max to watch it. Is
I'm gonna check that out maybe today.
it is like
I'm so curious.
in terms of the Dawn of Justice bit, it does all that work.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's sort of like it begins with Batman and Superman at loggerheads and ends with them forming the Justice League together in this through a common adversary. It's the same fucking thing, but you know, the lack of fun and humor. It's like,
Yeah, man.
Lego. Here's my thing, right? Whoever is writing these Lego minisode versions,
Yeah,
needs to take a no, the studios need to take a meeting with these people
yeah, right.
and just say, hey, can you just punch this up?
Can you help us out?
It's like, can you just
There's
figure out,
too much Snyder in this.
can you figure out what's fun about any of this?
Yeah.
And they would be like, oh, you throw in a snappy line there, you do this, you make a joke about this, you know, you do a bit of irony here, a little bit of nod and wink at the camera there, and you've already got a better movie.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say I want, you know, Lego Batman
To be forever our Batman.
right,
Right.
but I want a little bit of that.
I mean,
pizzazz.
I love Will Arnett, but
and you know, I don't know.
He doesn't have to be our only Batman.
Will Arnett is always my go-to for the voice of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
It's always this bit, like this kind of slightly Trumpian sounding Batman. You know, I have a trust fund. It's very big, very big trust fund. Don't like to talk about it, but it's very big. Everyone's been saying my trust fund is very big. But yeah, I mean, is it the biggest movie we've done on these watch-alongs?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Didn't even have to think about it.
No. Yeah.
And I
big
think
in every way. Big in scale, big in the amount of dollars they spent, big in its failure.
It's like the lost years of particularly Batman, because Superman never had that second renaissance that Batman did. Because with Superman, it was just the Reeve movies, then the thwarted Bryan Singer one, and then into this.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, like it was early to reboot Batman after the Nolan movies, given how much people generally liked that. I mean, like, you know, I'm sure everyone had their problems with bits of it,
but I also think, you know,
no one was like, it's a bad idea, like it's
no,
a bad
yeah,
Batman.
but it was part of a different thing too. It was by design not going to be a Batman stands by himself movie for at least 2 movies. You know what I mean? They brought Batman back under the guise of beginning the Justice League.
But that's like saying the movie is never going to get made, because I mean, what hubris to like even Disney at its, well, I mean, yeah, like it's the same time period, isn't it? Because this is, I mean, the Ultimate Edition's 2019, but this came out 2016, which is the same year as the Solo debacle, is it? Or no, maybe a little bit before. Not that I'm saying Solo is a debacle. What I'm saying is releasing it in March or April, whenever they did it.
Yeah.
Was when, you know, because a lot of people didn't like The Last Jedi, and then they released Solo, which again was literally, these are 2 like literally divisive movies. There's like 50% of people love it, 50% of people hate it, and they did 2 of those in the space of like 3 months.
Yeah.
And
and also because between the first 2, 7 and 8. Wasn't there just 2 years between them instead of 3?
Well, it went, yeah, of the big ones. It was 2 years between the big ones with a Star Wars story in the middle.
Right.
But they even jumped the gun on that. I mean, that's too much already.
That's a lot. Yeah.
But then they were jumping the gun on that by wanting people to and And I just feel like there's a similar story here somewhere, that like we're making too many of these movies. We want to make hay while
Yeah.
the sun shines. Let's release 2 of them in 1 year, which means this can't be a summer movie, so it's already at a disadvantage. It already looks like the thing we don't want people
Yeah,
to
right.
see.
Because when you release it in March, you're squeaking by dump month.
Yeah, and then you release, I believe, Suicide Squad in. Am I right? In like came out
I don't
in.
know when it was released, like month wise. Yeah.
I'm just looking it up now. I don't want to know what. When you look up Ben Affleck, are you looking him up as a producer first? I don't think so. Director, maybe.
Maybe.
Probably an actor. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's playing Bruce Wayne again in The Flash.
Oh wow.
So he's not done playing Batman in this universe. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, haven't we been waiting for that Flash movie for a while now?
Apparently, as long as as far back as Ben Affleck was playing Batman,
Right.
apparently,
Yeah. Right.
because now there's a whole nother Batman and
Oh
a
my
whole nother
gosh.
Joker. Yeah, Suicide Squad came out in 2016,
Yeah.
and I'm just going to look up the date for that, which I assume was a summer release. They couldn't have released it. This.
Yeah. I don't. For some reason, June or August sounds like.
It's got to be, right? Yeah, it's got to be.
Hang on. Damn it.
It's got to be summer. But that's almost like saying that this is the real thing, and Batman, like they did with Solo, they're saying like, if you don't like this, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because they were, because a bunch of crazy militant Star Wars fans freaked out about The Last Jedi.
Yeah, August 5th.
That's too much.
Yeah.
And Batman's in that too, and Lex Luthor's in that too, I believe, right?
I don't remember. It was too terrible to remember.
And that was terrible too.
Yeah.
That's 2 terrible movies of things that people like.
Of things people love, right? Yeah.
And I mean, this one hits me hard because I know this is going to offend most people, but
Go on.
couldn't, beyond the Joker, couldn't give a shit about Suicide Squad. Don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know the Joker had allies or anything. Didn't know Joker. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
So don't care if that's bad. Batman, a movie with Batman and Superman in it, is bad. That offends me.
Right.
Because I don't know them from the comic book universe that this all spawns from. I know them from good Tim Burton movies and good Christopher Reeve movies. And it's like, that was the thing that really hit me, was like, and there's the other thing that's weird about this is, again, that problem of like, you don't like, you're acting as if you're relying on the fact that we've all seen Batman movies for us to figure out what's going on, but you're supposedly the first of a new set of Batman movies. Right. So maybe this was meant to be like you said, this was supposed to be a soft opening for Batman too. Like this was, but he's done the fucking title.
Right. I think what they wanted was for this movie to open up their universe in the same way that Marvel just was more diligently planned and thought out. They're letting, they let almost all those, there was an Ant-Man before we got to Ant-Man in the Avengers. There was already, we had all these movies come out. We had a Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe even 2 before. We had 3 Iron Mans. We had Captain Americas. We had all of that shit come out first. We didn't start combining them until we got all of their individual stories. And this one was, just said, fuck that.
Yeah, and
It just shot its load.
people didn't like Man of Steel either, right? I mean,
I don't think so.
no.
They shouldn't have.
No, I know, but I don't remember anyone being like, "Oh, great!" Like, so
There's
it's
only one moment in that whole movie that I really like, and it's because of Kevin Costner being Kevin Costner, when with just a finger up, he tells his son, "Let me die."
hmm.
The only moment in that whole
Well,
movie that
you
rang
as the
true.
actor, he could relate to that feeling. For having gone through the filming of with a film with Zack Snyder, he'd be like, "Let me die, just let me die."
Yeah,
You know, like you'd really
let me
believe
go.
what you were
Let me
saying.
go. He didn't have he had perfect amount of motivation for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Well,
that I don't want to be in this series too much.
so I mean, yeah, like I said, I was happy to find this because I didn't, you know, March was a
Oh,
real was a
well done.
March was a real struggle to find, um, you know, something that ticks all our boxes. But I had no idea, and you know, I had to backtrack to find out that this came in
This
March.
does.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
mean, you wouldn't think it came out in March unless, as we've just covered, we're in this period where studios have more than what they know
To
to
do
do
with.
with,
Yeah.
and what they've got is not good. And I don't, you know, I don't know if we're ever going to do Solo, but I don't feel that way about Solo as a piece of content.
I gotta
In the
watch it again. I remember not being particularly thrilled, but not
it's
saying
a yeah. I
worst
mean,
movie ever either.
it's
But
no. I mean, it's. I think. Yeah, I think like in terms of what's going on behind the scenes and in the industry, it's the same story. But you know, that movie to me stands up as something that people just didn't quite get or understand or appreciate at the time it was released.
mhm.
And I don't think this is ever gonna.
No, yeah, this isn't gonna age well with time. You're not. It's not gonna. You're not gonna. It's not gonna grow to be good or better later on.
Unless you know Matt Reeves has got you know like the biggest shit sandwich up his sleeve. We don't know, but it's possible. I mean, I like his movies, so
Yeah.
I don't. I like his movies better than anything Zack Snyder's ever done. So I'm hopeful that the Batman
Mm-hmm.
turns out okay. Uh,
I'm
it's just
interested. I'll
yeah,
always be interested in Batman.
yeah, I know. Me
You
too.
know.
Me too. And like we said, I wasn't mad about Ben Affleck in the way that some people were.
Yeah, me either.
But there's nothing he could have done.
No,
He certainly doesn't dig himself as
nothing
far in the
anybody could have
hole
done.
as well, you don't have to make the movie. I mean, stop employing Zack Snyder, you know, when he clearly can't do this stuff to anyone's satisfaction, you know?
I think most people really liked 300, though. I didn't,
No, I don't either. But
but
that
I
but
think
even
that movie was more universally accepted as uh, something new, interesting, because of all the CGI backgrounds nonsense.
I
But
think
I
I
remember watching that movie and just turning to a friend in the theater and saying, "The Persians are fucking weird because of fucking lobster men and whatnot." I just thought,
you know, I think it's a hard fact of life that not everyone is cut out to make these kinds of movies.
these big, yeah, right.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, the fact that with both the Mandalorian and the Iron Man movies, Jon Favreau has kind of like cornered the market in two completely different franchises, I think says more about him than
Yeah,
it does about the. I mean, it's like there's a it's a very you know to quote Liam Neeson, a very specific set of skills
right, right.
that not everyone has got. And just because you can produce a movie like 300 or even Watchmen, which some people liked,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people didn't, which should have been a fucking red flag already. That it's like, let's get the guy who already divided the comic book community to do Batman versus Superman.
Right.
Um, but I think you know some people. Turns out Christopher Nolan was quite good at doing it. Who'd have thought that?
Yeah.
Uh, Tim Burton's good at doing it. Whoever's behind Wonder Woman, I can't, I'm blanking on the name right now.
Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Patty Jenkins, right? So,
did you watch that sequel yet?
No, I can see the writing on the wall there.
All right.
I'm all for 80s superficiality, but I will watch it. I've got time to watch this. I've got time to watch that. I've got time to watch this twice in 2 fucking days. I've got time to watch Wonder Woman.
Sir, wow.
Wonder Woman 1984, whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. But I just don't. I really like that first Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I do
don't
too.
want to see it all fall to shit, and I have a horrible feeling it's all fall to shit. Just as I don't really want to see whatever Aquaman 2 is.
Yeah, right.
You know, like it's like I got what I needed. And that's explicitly not what these movies are trying to do. They're trying to play a long game, but the game is too long.
Well, and that's the thing. Like we were speaking to it before, because it's the total opposite of the Marvel universe. You know, you get Aquaman first in this and Justice League, and then his single movie comes out.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, stupid. That's dumb.
It's like the cart. It's the cart before the horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the tail before the fish. No, the tail before the mermaid. The tail before the mermaid. There you go. Quote me on that. Well, I'm exhausted. We should get out of here.
We're done. We're already. I don't even know. 3 hours and 36 minutes. Let's give the people a break.
Listen, hey, don't be surprised if there's like. I know this is a watch along, but don't be surprised if this fades in and out mysteriously, and we're suddenly like 30 minutes later in the movie, because I don't know. I don't know if iMovie can even like edit a piece like this together.
Right.
I don't know if you can make like a video the length of The Godfather Part 2 on iMovie.
iMovie.
We'll see. So if we need to cut some of it, we will.
You might get one of those go to the snack stand intermissions.
Yeah. You might get me coming on the screen sort of saying, Garth Marenghi Dark Play style. The following scene has been cut. We have reconstructed it in photographs.
There you go.
And it's just like, there'll be 10 minutes of me and Mike. Let's do a pose now. Let's do a still pose in case I have to do like a freeze frame. There we go.
I'll look directly in the
camera.
So
if you see that, you know that something was left on the cutting room table. And we'll put some nice music under it. We
music.
Yeah, well, just some elevator music to kind of like
heard.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Let's wrap things up.
We're gonna wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice: Ultimate Edition: go fuck yourself.
Large colon.
Yeah, right. All right, for Tom Stewart of Lonesome Whistle Productions, I am Michael Shantz of the How Dare You Awards.
The husk of Michael Shantz.
Say goodbye, Tom.
I didn't see it because I wasn't looking.
All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.